I might have to reorder the shirts.
Well, look, I mean, not only that, like there are people that have done, I don't want to say too much, but there are people that have done some fan art even this week,
Yeah.
which may no longer be relevant, and that breaks my heart. Oh, there she is right there.
You say no longer. It's still relevant.
Catherine, hello,
Still
Catherine.
relevant.
Like
It's part of the history.
She sent me an update today, and she's done such a good job. But Ashryn, her life hangs in the balance right now, having, dove in front of Shorwyn and taken what, no one knows really what happened except for Millie, but it did not look good, and blood splattered everywhere, including across Gimble's face from 5 feet away.
Yeah, gosh.
Yeah, it is a deadly game. But, there are some other things. Like, I'm working on still some balance. I think, candidly, I love the way we're running the crit tables, and they work both ways. But I think there's some things I can do to enhance balance. And I've had a lot of conversations with different viewers and folks, and I think that I still want combat to be deadly. You guys know that, but we seem to be hitting a greater preponderance of criticals that are hitting on both sides, and I don't want that to become unbalanced. So I've got some ideas that we're going to tweak with that, and I don't want to say too much more about that right now, but I'm always trying to balance this with the way that we run our systems here to make it fun for everybody, to still make it feel like it's deadly, but not to make it feel like there's just no hope for you to survive. It's
Just not make it feel like we have to reorder shirts.
yeah.
That's all it is.
Turn back. No
Hello,
hope
Amanda.
for all ye enter here.
Okay, so depending on what happens tonight, I guess if it so happens, whatever happens, I'll have to just show you guys the shirts that I have. And then if it doesn't happen, then you guys will have a surprise in the mail.
Well, and who knows? Maybe it'll be like a memorial shirt.
I love that.
Yeah, it could still be something that's relevant.
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
could mourn.
Yeah.
Well, what are we gonna do? It's a ship name shirt. I should just redo the ship name. You know what? I'll get her to cross out the person who
Hey, Pet Hat. Good to see you.
Just
Here's
half
how
the
it
name.
works.
just
Here's how it
like the half name of the ship.
The-
Maybe I'm like,
all that you really need to do is because we know Lilith is gonna steal Winston, like first opportunity if Shortwyn's like dead tonight. So it just becomes Milliston.
listen, yeah.
Add a hyphen in there.
No, what we need to start doing is almost like a crossword puzzle. Like, it's just going to build off of Lilith's name.
Everybody is connected to Lilith somehow.
Mama, the
I don't know
pond
if we
is
can do
not
that. I'm
pond
gonna see if I
anymore.
can try.
Is it
So-
not a pond anymore?
Hey, Vivi.
It's sick.
No paper here.
Oh yeah, because it's green. Your pouch is green. And mommy uses the green screen, so it makes it.
I want to make
Hey,
a
Vivi.
mental.
Thank you very much for the sub, Carson.
That's so cool.
Oh,
That's a
wow. Look at that.
banshee. But that's
Fine,
14
okay.
plus.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I can't open it yet.
Inappropriate.
Yeah. If I open it when I have my beard shaved, it's not allowed.
What?
Whoa.
So,
Your arm is
hey,
gonna
Vivi,
be
I got those
not
dice. Can you guys hear
Let
me?
me see.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, from Fox in the Box,
green.
All right.
and I was so stoked because they came in this little box here, right?
You don't get on the ship.
But then they
And
come in a
You want
fox.
a bird?
they came with a fox.
Bird.
Oh, cool.
That's so cool.
So she sent a fox in a box.
box.
I
then
love
she
her
also
so
sent the
much.
dice.
She's so cool.
I'm on the
Vicky's awesome. I love Vicky. Ooh.
Oh, my dice disappeared.
She's in Greece.
Thank you,
right?
everybody.
Yeah, so I was confused about that. I saw that on the box. I was like, no.
It's insane. She's super cool.
So she asked me what colors I wanted them, or the numbers,
Oh, those are pretty.
and I was like, well, these can be gimbal dice if you color them this way.
We survived.
This pouch, that's sticky.
Shh, I'm gonna fly off over the rainbow.
They're still
He's taking the
cold.
dragon. He's
Yeah,
starting a
you'll-
new group.
Oh, come on. Don't take the dragon. That's literally all Brim wants out of this.
Brim wants a dragon friend.
All Brim wants out of this, not the life of the party, not the savior of his friends.
Come on.
Wow. Ouch.
Wow. His true
I see how
colors.
it goes, Brim.
Yeah, the compassionate half-orc vanished. Thank you. I will be
Well, he's
heard.
never been an orc.
Thank you, Josh. We appreciate that.
No problem.
I'm cold. Get me blessed.
Eventually, the truth always comes out.
Hey, I'm super tired. Is Winston WYNN or
WYNN, yes.
STO?
But because that was part of Steve, Bloodwild. It was his idea,
Yeah.
and he had a dog, I think, named Win, and then he kind of took it off of the Shorwyn and all that, and it made Winston. So
No, I knew there was a double N in Winston. I couldn't remember if it was at the end, like Shorwyn, or in the middle.
all right, so
However,
hey,
you did not spell it on the shirt.
real quick before I kick off the sponsor videos, and we're going to try to get started on time tonight for once. I want to make sure the audio sounds good to everybody. Everything looks balanced to me here. So I'd like the viewers to tell me, does my audio sound reasonable in volume compared to the players? Are you hearing them?
I didn't download those.
Reasonable.
No, I'm going to Disney
Everyone,
Plus.
audio sounds great. Everyone sounds great.
That's not going to take you to Disney Plus, hon.
They can't
Winston
hear
will
us.
be the one to survive. So far, so good. All right, well, it should stay that way. I'm not making any changes. All right. I love that. Like, we have the caution from our viewers, like, so far, so good. They're waiting for it to
Yeah.
fall apart at any point.
What about TPK? But Winston's the only one that survived.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
That
Githa
thing-
gets to take Winston and start a brand new party.
Oh,
We start an animal party.
an animal party, right?
Animal party.
Hey,
You know
Chris.
why Winston lives, right?
Why?
What?
Why?
'Cause he neighs away.
Oh, golly, that's bad. That's
You
really
could have said
bad.
he just hoofed it.
Wow.
Wah, wah, wah.
But see that, Josh, that's why I tell the joke first. Because
Ah.
then your joke sounds so much better.
Hey.
Steve thinks that Shorwyn will die and then be reincarnated as a mayor for Winston.
Aw. Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Hey, thank you so much, everybody. We already got an incoming hype train. Let's check out our sponsors, and we're going to get started here in just a minute. And I think we got all of our tech stuff working out. And let's check out, first of all, our oldest sponsor. We're giving away one of his trays tonight, Dragon Crafting Guild. Love John. He's been such a great sponsor for us. I know he's got a lot of trays sold, but he's also given away a lot of trays to help the community. And I'm giving away another one of these beautiful trays tonight. It is a cool commercial, my friend. Well, I don't know, Catherine. I think that's supposed to be loud. I don't know how you. That song is just not one you can play quietly. But I did turn it down a bit, so we'll try to adjust some of the other ones. That song just would not sound right too quiet. Let's then go to our newest sponsor. And by the way, I do have a video that should be coming from Mantic Games soon. They've got a commercial that we'll be able to roll here very soon on our channel. Of course, Frederica Draws, Atros Minis, so many others that help the community. But then let's go to our newest sponsor, Cozy Gamer. Her dice are so pretty, and as I mentioned, we're going to have some custom Blue Box dice with the Blue Box Dragon on them here in early 2021, and you're going to want those. I mean, what would be cooler on your D20 than the Blue Box Dragon? That will be a lot of fun, and then we're going to kick off our Greyhawk map video, courtesy of Anna B. Meyer. And this is our...
that's perfect.
Oh, that looks good.
And that way you can cross out as I only have one N in Shorwyn.
Yes, we know that.
Well, yeah,
Win
but
in-
Win,
now.
Win. Steve's dog had 2 N's, I believe, is how that happened. So,
Yeah.
I'll have to move it then. Move it
Yeah.
up.
Gonna have to delete that one, start over.
I'll already start deleting it. It's gonna.
Oh yeah.
Every hit he takes, just another letter deleted. Brim only has
whoops.
4 letters.
Hang
he
on,
can't
I
delete
lost
too
my
much.
alert box on that screen. Let me copy it and paste it back over because I think we had an alert. Let me pull it back over. Here, we want to make sure we don't miss our alerts. Thank you for that. That was Fraley. Patrick, thank you for the resub, sir. I will be heard. Thank you for resubbing, Will. And we got a fun session planned, and I want to thank the whole community, Antiquitous, City Guard of Hebron, Grape Ape. Yeah, I'll talk about how I'm feeling in a second, but certainly I think the main thing I'm feeling is appreciative. The community has just been so supportive. Everyone has been so patient, and I know it's been, we had a quick stream last week, but it's really been about 3 weeks since we had our regular go of streams, and you have all just been amazing. I am so thankful. I'm even kind of fond of the players, but not so much.
Yeah, that's why you keep trying to kill us all.
Well, you don't want to get too attached as a DM. It's
Wow. Wow.
And that's how you really feel.
Yeah, seriously.
Break my heart, why don't you?
Shot
Why
through the
don't
heart.
you, babe?
And you're to blame.
No, wait. Slash through the heart. There we go.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate that. Let us know if that's going as an advantage to anybody.
Humor is
Spoken like Ashryn.
Spoken like Ashryn.
Oh, wow.
All right. DM lesson tonight: kill your players. Don't get too attached. That's right. Be the boss, not the buddy, right?
Wow.
Wow, shots
Be-
fired
Be
today.
the bro.
Hey, goats are great. Thank you for continuing the sub that you got from Robert. We appreciate that. All those gift subs are always nice, but I love it when I see people continue their gift subs. Kill the PCs, says Penhet. Spare not the rod. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child, City Guard of Hebron.
They're really not on our side.
No, they're really rooting for that TPK over here.
Gosh.
God, I thought you guys cared for us.
Yeah.
Bloodwild said random players also.
Bloodwild said random.
And the free city of Greyhawk.
Birchfield gave 2. Shorwyn,
Yeah, thank
if
you,
ever get to
Jordan.
use
We
it.
appreciate that. And we appreciate all. That's always nice to start out with the hype train. That's fantastic. And hopefully we'll have some gameplay tonight that will make you want to give us another hype train when we've actually done something. So we're appreciative of that so much. You guys are just the best. All right. And we zoom out of the principal area that we've been in. And we look at the beautiful Anna map for Greyhawk Awakening. And now, you see.
John, how do you want to randomize the advantages from Bloodwild?
Oh, he said randomize them. Okay.
Random players is what he said.
How many? What did he say?
Random players.
Random players. He gave
There was
3,
two or
and we
three.
haven't changed our economy yet, so that's still 3 advantages. We are going to make a tweak to that. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to roll I'll roll a D10, divide by 2, and the first advantage goes to Lilith. The second advantage goes to Millie. And
awesome, thank you.
The third advantage goes to Gimbal.
Yay, thank you.
All right.
Butter.
Okay, well, so first of all, thank you again, everybody, for being with us tonight. Big Blue Box, thank you, and apology for how spotty our streams have been over the past 3 weeks. And also thank you for all the outreach. Those have asked how I'm doing. Candidly, I'm still struggling a bit, but it's not the major symptoms like fatigue, and I still get like body aches. Like 2 weeks later, it's still a pain in the butt. But I was determined to go tonight, and I'm just so glad to be with everybody. I'm out of quarantine, so I'm not contagious, but it's just still some sort of it's a weird thing for sure. But I just wanted to be with all of you tonight, and I am so excited. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go through and do our What Happened Last Time. We're going to have our Monster Monday. We'll introduce our PCs, and then I'm going to talk about the 2 giveaways. We've got 2 nice giveaways tonight as a reward to our viewers who've waited so long. So we're going to give away both a beautiful Dragon Crafting Guild tray with this fuchsia and purple. This is like a new color scheme that he's put together. It is, never had a die rolled in it. It is so pretty with the dragon's eye. This will be one of our giveaways tonight. And then the other giveaway will be a brand new Blue Box hat. If you've seen these, they've been sported on our Instagram channels and our these are slick. I think Mark Views, he kind of swagged it the best so far on his pictures, but these things are awesome. So we got both those giveaways tonight, and let's start with what happened last time. Thank you, Robert. We appreciate that.
And I just messaged in group to you guys.
Yep. I've been watching.
Yeah. So last time we started off once again facing off against Sorgo Joel in the road on our way to Gallows Corner, I believe is the name
That's
of the town. Upon the dragon that he has familiarly been riding before was both Sorgo Joel and Shorwyn's missing sister, long lost Githa. The group attempted some semblance of diplomacy with the orc, but the orc was not interested, and instead challenged Shorwyn to one-on-one combat, which he drew a circle in the dirt and told the rest of the party that they may not enter, or it was not going to end
Evelyn,
well.
I think was it? Maybe you mentioned this. I'm sorry if I got distracted, but did you make it clear there was a reason that Shorwyn was called out by Storgajol?
Because of Githa, right?
Right, exactly. So he recognized. I'm sorry if you mentioned that and I didn't hear it, but like he recognized who he was relative to the half-orc woman on the back of the dragon.
Yeah, because that was part of the whole diplomacy thing. That
Right, exactly.
But yes, so he challenged Shorwyn, drew the circle in the dirt, and the rest of the party kind of came as close around the circle as they possibly could when combat commenced. Brim called out to the dragon to try to free itself once again. This was the third time in total that Brim had called out to the dragon to try to break its chains. Then Shorwyn was struck a mighty and very deadly blow, spilling his entrails into the dirt by Storgojol's axe.
Thank you, ever mysterious Tim Crit Tables.
To which everyone tried to make a reaction. Millie actually threw one of her daggers at Storgojol to try to get his attention and stop what was happening. And Gimbal, during this time, managed to sneak around and up the back of the dragon undetected by basically everybody. And as Shorwyn began to fall, he had a very excellent RP moment talking to Githa as he actually leapt from the dragon's back in his direction. And as he was falling and Storgojol prepared to drop his axe upon Shorwyn, Ashryn dove in between the axe and Shorwyn. Millie was actually the only one to see what transpired in this moment, and I finally found out what transpired. So at last we left off, the axe had fallen. Gimbal was sprayed with blood from someone, we don't know who, at quite a distance because Gimbal was on the back of the dragon. And that is where we finished off last time.
Wow. Well done. Thank you so much, Millie, as always. Evelyn, sorry, as always, a great job,
okay.
Millie. And thank you to everybody, all the subs, all the gifts. I already mentioned Patrick, Canadian Ancient Gamer, and then also congrats to our new follower, Midiananx. You're now part of the Mad Chatters, the coolest group of chat in all of D&D Twitch. All right, let's quickly go through a player introduction, class, level, race, and anything you'd like us to know about your PC. And we're going to start with you, Gimbal.
Yeah, so my name is Gimbal. I'm a wizard, and I specialize in illusions. I'm currently level 5, and level 5 likes to fly, so I'm on the back of a dragon. I've died for my friends. I might die again for our friends. Hopefully Shorwyn doesn't die, because I'm considering him a friend. I like friends. Will you be my friend?
And yeah, and like, so I think it's really important too, because for people that are new and don't understand, like death is this is as close to permadeath as you get in a campaign. You know, you don't recover, like there's no like quick healing spells and resurrections and like easy life. What Gimbal had to go through for resurrection was very unique, and it had to do with how the proximity to his homeland, a powerful gnome cleric, an extensive ritual, I think 3 weeks of role play. And so when you hear him say he came back from the dead, that's the only only PC that's done that, not only in this campaign, but probably, I'm trying to think in any of my campaigns in the last
I
3 or
brought someone back.
Yeah, tell me about
last
that.
year.
What was it? Remember?
So, Ant dove into the mouth of a very large beast, and which was very poorly planned.
Oh, you used a fate chip, right?
No.
No?
Martholiel had resurrection prepared.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, so that's our fourth age campaign. That's a much higher level campaign, and you're right. I forgot
Yes.
about that.
I'm
Mark.
I'm 13 in that one.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a different different sort of thing. All right. So thank you very much, Gimbal. Well done. Let's go to Shorwyn.
Indeed, I am Shorwyn Tessel of Corwood, a cavalier of the 5th level. Currently with my innards upon the ground, a bit dusty, if you don't mind. And my steed Winston, who, luckily, if I die, does not have armor on and will survive.
Wow. Okay. All right. I feel your sadness coming through in that description. That was so pitiful, Terry. All right. Let's go to Lilith.
Hello, I'm Lilith. I'm a level 5 druid. She is currently waiting to hear what her stabilized spell has done to her friend Shorwyn, hoping that she has been able to do something. And if not, then she can ride off into the distance with Winston. I mean, primary's happy when.
So you got the upside either way here.
What? Oh yes. Anyway, next person.
All right. Let's go to Millie.
Hello, dears. I'm Mary Billy von Tomth. I am a swashbuckler, half elf, and I am level 6. And my best friend is Lilith. I also like whiskey, gold, and I told the shiny man not to die. Apparently, he doesn't like to listen because he's gone and gotten himself gutted. And I might not be okay right now. That's all. That's fine. But yes, so we proceed.
Well, no, there's lots of guts comments, and I like Roberts. Can one have intestinal fortitude without intestines? Asking for a friend. All right, let's go to Brim. And then when you're done, Brim, give us Monster Monday, and we're right into the action.
Okay. I might take a little while then. All right, hi. My name is Brimstone. I'm a half-ogre fighter of the 5th level. I finally have plate armor, but that won't do much against a dragon. So here's to hoping we can be friends. Hopefully the small tin can doesn't die. Here's Monster Monday.
All right, now, viewers, if you haven't seen this before, you got to guess what the monster is. Go ahead.
Be who? Be what? Beware. Nah, you gotta beware. You'll be scared. With a gullet like mine, I ain't gonna share. Papa Croc was banging, so centipedes was laying, so giants were making, and here I am a-hating. All the drakes and dragons beside me. Blue dragons got nothing on my lightning speed. I got a body like a snake and legs a few too many. Horns on my head that make me look pretty. I'm a constant constricting creature. Monstrosity to be exact. Stay out of my way or I'll take my 2 attacks. I'm a huge deal. So you adventurers, you kinda look like a snack. Wanna talk trash? Whip out your draconic. And maybe when I'm swallowing you, you can give me a laugh as I'm sipping a gin and tonic.
All right, well done. So the guesses are Remoraz and Behir.
The answer is... Should I wait a little bit more?
Give them just another minute.
Okay.
Easy E for Back from the Dead.
Purple worm. it
Purple
says.
Worm.
Hashtag bars.
Easy. I love the Easy E reference.
If I die, I'm going straight into a bard. It'll be the easiest.
Going with the Behir. All right, what's the answer, Josh?
The answer is Behir.
One of these guys right here. Always good to have your monsters handy and ready to go. You never know what the players may run into.
You just rhymed.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Hashtag bars.
Hashtag bars.
All right. And with no further ado, we must get to what we have been forestalling. It is time.
I got some Mad Libs. You guys want to do some Dungeons and Dragons?
So, if you didn't see the title, all our viewers, the title of this episode, this is Greyhawk, episode number 27, entitled Shorwyn and Ashryn Kneeling in the Blood, D-Y-I-N-G. And we begin. All right. You saw as Storgajol swung his axe down with a violent strike. Right where Shorwyn was, Ashryn, whose action was last in that round, suddenly dove from the side. Blood splattered everywhere. Only Millie had the angle to see this. Gimbal was scaling up the side of the dragon, which you can see here. I'm going to go ahead and move this cam just a little bit so you can see. He's actually on the side, not the back. He's kind of scaling up. You can see him on that wing there, scaling up the side of the front right arm and wing of the dragon. And you know, you didn't really see what happened, Gimbal, but you felt the blood splatter on your cheek. You saw exactly what happened, Millie. As Ashryn leaped, she threw her body between the axe of Storgajol and the fallen body of Shorwyn, who's on his knees, scooping his own entrails up from the sand. You see the axe strike her and split her right down the middle of the chest. It bites deep, and blood spurts out from her body, and we go to initiative.
I got the initiative.
DM has a 1.
I have a 5 with my swashbucklers.
All right, you're standing right there. What are you doing?
All right. So, did the axe stick in her chest? Like, is it still there?
It thunked. He is yanking it out. He easily pulls it out. It is not stuck. He rips it back out, and you see blood fountaining from the center of her chest.
Coward! You seek to gain nothing from hitting women and an already injured man. You are a coward, and I call it out to you. Coward!
Come whence there is plenty of this axe for you as well.
I'd like to see you try, monster. And so Millie is going to close the distance, and she's going to strike.
All right, Millie, you close the distance. He's pulled his axe out, so there's no attack of opportunity there. You have closed it. You may roll to hit. I'm going to switch
I'm
to
rolling with advantage.
All right, I'm going to switch to a close-up cam here. You should be able to see the combat a little more clearly. And let me help with all of our viewers so you can see. This is Storgajol. This is the Red Dragon. This is Githa, who has stepped off the dragon and is moving forward. This is Shorwyn, who is on his knees with Ashryn laying in the blood next to him. This is Lilith back here, Brim right here, and Gimbal atop. You can't see him too well from that angle, but he's right there. You can barely see the edge of him on the dragon.
DM, I should be closer to Shorwyn because I used.
Yeah, she used.
You did. That's right. That's right.
guys.
Use your stabilize. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I rolled an 18 on my higher die, and so that's a 32 to hit on my first attack.
That is a hit.
with my rapier. Okay, I'm gonna roll my next rapier attack at advantage as well. That is a 22 to hit with my rapier.
That scrapes along his armor. Does
Okay,
not
and
draw
then
blood.
with my dagger for my final attack, I'm using advantage one more time. Yeah, I did that already. Okay. Yes, natural 20.
Oh, okay. All right. So roll to confirm.
Yep, rolling confirmation.
One hit kill right here.
It's my dagger.
It's a dagger. It'd be pretty tough. Anything's possible.
Kill him with a dagger! I've seen you do it before!
No way, no way.
I can't see it.
I'm
Another
trying to get it
nat
to
20?
focus.
It's another nat 20.
It is another nat 20.
Okay.
Oh
so
my
roll
gosh.
percentile dice and add 20 to that roll, and I'm going to go to the dagger.
She's gonna kill him.
Okay.
The dagger.
It takes a lot more than just that, guys. It depends on the roll.
Brim's
Yeah.
gonna have a picnic.
All right, go ahead.
Okay,
I
that
think-
is plus 20%, right?
Right. Yep, that's right.
That is a 88.
88. All right, that's going to be a level 13 crit to the arm. And I'll read that.
Let me roll all of my damage.
All right, so roll your damage on the other ones.
So 13 on the first rapier attack. 11 on the second rapier attack. And then on my dagger, the die is a 2, so plus 4 is 6.
All right. Total damage again was?
13, 11, so 24 plus 6 is 30.
30 points. Wow. Massive blows as you strike him. Now, Storgajol, he is huge. His armor is thick. His thews are deep. You plunge your dagger. You recognize a blow which would have killed a human, probably would have penetrated through the side. It severs something, though, in the side of his arm, and you see part of his arm go limp, and he lets out a cry. All right. Let me add. Go ahead and roll a d4 for the dagger, please.
That was the.
Oh, you included that? Okay, so then what was the
Yeah.
roll? Because I need to have a multiplier added
It's
to that.
20. It was 24 for the rapier attacks.
Right.
And then it was 2 on the die plus 4 for the.
Okay, all right, got it. All right,
Dagger.
all right. Massive blows that you strike at Storgajol. He lets out a horrific scream. Blood fountains from his body, but he is, clearly an imposing and intimidating figure. As he does this, we're going to go now to Shorwyn. Shorwyn, you have given your call. You collect your entrails, and you are, with horror, you see all of this happening simultaneously. You see Storgajol beckoning and mocking. You see Githa sliding off the dragon, and then most to your horror, you see Ashryn leap in front of you, sacrificing her own body, and you're then sprayed with her blood as his axe bites into her chest. What are you doing? I mean, you can't attack. You can role play. You can.
I know.
Grovel.
Is she on the ground then, in front of me?
Yeah, she's laying on the ground in front of you.
Okay. No! And he climbs to protect her. Covers her body with his, as best he can.
All right.
Ignoring his own.
As you do this, you see Ashryn's head. She tilts up towards you. Blood spurts out of her mouth. She pulls out something from her hip pocket. You see a slender green needle. Glows with a strange light. And she says, I have but one, and it shall be for you. And she plunges it into your stomach. As she plunges the needle into your stomach, you feel incredible healing. Your back arches. Every fiber of your body begins to shake, and she slumps to the ground. Now we're going to go to Brim.
Brim is going to do what he can. He's going to run forward, and he's going to say, "Millie Duck," as he's going to take a swing at Storgajol. Is there any way he could get to the backside, or the closest he can get is just in front?
So let's see here. This is pretty tight because you've got Winston in the way. I'm going to say, yeah, you're going to have to come. You could swing a blow over Millie's head from here. You've got the reach.
I'm good.
But you're not going to get 2 attacks. So either way,
Okay.
you'll get 1 attack. You can run around her or swing over here. Your choice.
He was standing beside me.
I don't have to.
No,
attack.
I had him behind Shorwyn because that's why he couldn't see. Remember, you were the only one that could see what happened to Ashryn. You had that unique angle there. He was slightly behind where you were.
That's fine. I'm gonna take my attack with advantage over Millie's head.
Okay. All right. You swing your massive axe. Go ahead.
Since he called out, I would kind of duck a little bit.
Sure. You'll have to fumble to miss this. I mean, not to miss it, but you'll have to fumble to hurt her.
29 to hit.
That hits.
He said, The man said, Gosh dang it. Okay, and I'm guessing Storgajol is not bigger than me.
No.
That is disappointing, but I will take it. All right, that is going to be 16 points of damage.
huge blow. You swing over the top. You score a blow right across his shoulders over Millie's head as she ducks underneath. It's actually a pretty impressive attack. Blood splatters. You still see there's a limpness to the shoulder that she stuck that dagger in. And now we're going to go to Gimbal. Go ahead. Did you have something else, Brim?
Just as I swing and as I am side by side with my compatriot Millie, I'm going to look down at him and, you're going to have to get through us. And that was my turn.
Well done. All right. Gimbal.
So seeing Gertha slide off the back, Winston's sister, Shorwyn's sister, slide off the back of the dragon, being his original intent of going up there, quickly adjusting to the situation, he is going to use his run feet, which allows him to go 5 times his normal distance, so 100 feet instead of 20, and carefully make his way up the dragon, and then as he's getting his way to the neck of the dragon, looking for basically any of the harnesses that are on the dragon that are attached to him, but the main focus is scaling the scales of the dragon to the neck of the dragon.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that makes sense, but your run feet doesn't really make any sense here. You're not running, you're scaling. You don't have 100 feet to move. You've got perhaps 10 to 15 feet to get to the top of his back.
Oh, well,
so yeah, so that's not. Remember, this is an immature red dragon. This is not small. This is not some massive dragon. So you just have a few feet to go. What I need you to do is make a climb check.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like 40 feet, so I was just gonna go.
No, it's not that far. You're not far at all from the top of the dragon.
Sweet. Okay, so climb. So I'm gonna use advantage on this.
You can see.
18 plus.
And for our viewers to not be confused, Storgajol is no longer atop the dragon, even though you see him there. But I'm not going to rip that thing off that beautiful mini. So.
It's twin.
So I got a 18.
All right.
We don't need a twist.
All right. You manage actually to scurry up to the top. Now I'm going to have you make a stealth check for me, please. Looking to see if you are noticed as you do this.
I'm also going to do this with advantage, and I will subtract those both.
Rip it off with magnets.
Advantage, take away advantage. So that's a 19.
A 19. All right. Yes, Gimbal, you managed to scale to the top of the dragon. As you get up there, you do in fact see there is a makeshift saddle of some sort of hard, looks like horn material that sits atop with 2 big chains, heavy and thick, that go toward the dragon's mouth. I'll let you take one more action, although it's going to be limited because you've already moved a lot this round. What are you going to do?
Yeah, he doesn't want to cast any spells or anything. He'll just hold on. He's going to take just a quick moment to look at Brim. And as I look at Brim, with my left hand clasping onto one of the scales, and with the other hand, he'll hold the Wayward Bolt insignia emblem that Brim had made, and just kind of taking a split second thinking of his friends and the arcane mark he put on the back, he'll look at Brim, give a smile, just that grin that says, I got a plan. Nod his head, wave, and he'll take his hand, and remembering back to when he was going through his wizarding school, he was actually taught how to speak Draconic. So he will take his hand from his jaw, slide it up his mouth to his nose so that he can alter his voice into Draconic. And he'll cry out to the dragon. Just saying, hear the cry of my friend, mighty Drake. Own your power. Free your mind. I will loose your chains. Destroy the one who slayed your mother and calls himself your master. No one is the master of the mightiest of dragons. And he'll grab quickly on another scale and hold, not knowing what's going to happen.
All right, we're going to make, so save that next round. You're going to make that diplomacy check next round. Let's go to Lilith.
Would I be strong enough to pull Ashryn out of there?
So you stabilize, you put your hands on Shorwyn, you see him stagger, but you're close enough now to see as Ashryn pulls out this glowing green needle, which she plunges. As she does it, the needle turns to ash and vanishes away. She slumps to the ground. What's that from?
Ashryn. She's turning him into her. He's going to become Ashryn.
You can reach out and grab her and try to pull her away. Yes, is that what you're going to do?
Yes, I would like to try to pull her away. Do I need to make a...
Yeah, go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Okay, I'll roll at advantage as well.
All right.
I want a 17 for strength. That's nothing, because my strength is 0.
Yes, you actually managed to drag her body, but it's one of the most macabre scenes you've seen. As you pull her body away, there's just a stream of blood pumping from her chest. Her breath barely gasps as you see Shorwyn still struggling to his feet, but his body kind of arching and racking as he lets out cries. Whatever's happening to him is clearly a violent healing.
Okay, as I kind of pull Ashryn away just out of kind of the middle of battle, once I get her far enough away, I'll kind of lean down and look at her, and I'll pull out whatever's left of that green dress that Brim had bought for me and try to help wrap just her midsection as much as I can. And then Lilith will kneel down and take off her wayward bolt that she made, and she'll put it around Ashryn's neck. And she'll look at Ashryn. You've saved us many times. It's my turn to try to help you. You're as much of a wayward bolt as we are. Hang in there.
All right, as you speak this, go ahead and make a heal check for me, please.
Okay. Is that anything, just with anything, or would a heal check?
So you should, in your
skill sets.
Skills, you should have a heal.
A heal skill.
I do.
Skill.
22?
Okay. You do this, and you do a wonderful job. But as you're wrapping, you feel the futility of this. The blood just spurts out faster than you can tie the garment around. It feels like you're stemming the tide of a river as she begins to groan. I'm going to have you make a perception check, though, for me, please.
Okay. 14?
14.
Plus, you have my perception, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
You do notice there is a faint red glow coming from beneath the neck of her collar.
Okay, I'll go and look in.
We'll come back to that next round.
Okay.
Stor Gajol. So you see Githa is sneaking up behind him. As she moves, Stor turns and he swings directly at Millie.
Opportune parry and riposte.
Okay. I'm going to roll with advantage on this.
Okay. Let me take the panache off and then I'll roll my d20. 15?
15. All right. You actually, his first blow comes away, and the power of it is immense. Even with one arm semi-dangling, his strength is incredible. But there's just enough weakness in that off arm you stabbed, you're able to twist the axe away. He still brings it back with a remarkable speed, swings a second time. That is a hit, a nat 20 on the die, but not a crit. You take, from that blow, the axe bites into your shoulder. You take 18 points of damage as he swings back and slams his heavy blade into your shoulder. The dragon. You see its eyes narrow. Gimbal, go ahead and make that diplomacy check for me, please.
Also using advantage, again, and all night.
Just assume all of our rolls
So-
with advantage.
Got a 10.
A 10. You see the dragon's head snaps around, it looks at you, and it begins to inhale. Initiative.
Okay, got it.
DM has a 3 on the die.
4.
All right. Millie, you are closest with Brim now standing beside you to Storgajol. He is injured but still quite hale. Shorwyn, you still see he's shaking, but it does look like his entrails have actually begun to close. There's still a ragged scar across the front of his armor. Winston is going crazy, neighing and shaking back and forth behind Shorwyn as Shorwyn continues to shake with this violent healing that has green light coming out of his mouth, out of his nostrils, out of his ears, out of his eyes. What are you doing, Millie?
All right, so she's gonna look up at Gojol and say, "Not only are you a coward, but you've ruined my coat. I'm really getting sick of this." And she's gonna attack again. And I'm gonna roll advantage for all 3 of my attacks. Okay, the first attack is a 22. I'm sure that's a miss.
That's a miss, that's correct.
All right, second one is
Disadvantage
a
for the DM, Pat, come on.
25 to hit.
That just hits.
Oh, sweet. And then my dagger. Come on, dagger. Do me right here, please. 17 on the die, so that's a 26 to hit.
That's a hit as well. You hit twice.
All right. Wait a second. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So that is 9 points on the rapier, and then 8 points on the dagger.
All right.
So a total of 17.
All right. You continue to just puncture and pepper him with blows. Your strikes are accurate, but his hide is thick. And he is, let me show again here. I haven't showed the picture in a while, but he is a monstrous looking orc with thick thews and heavy armor on. But what I haven't shown you is what Githa looks like. And as Githa sneaks up behind, you get your first clear view of her. You see this swarthy green half-orc woman with 2 giant earrings, but she's got broad shoulders, and you see scars on her shoulders and a fierce look in her eyes as she closes toward the back of Storgajol. You strike him twice, and now we're going to go to Brim.
Okay. DM, I've got a question. You
Okay.
said the dragon's head has looked up towards Gimbal. How far would it be from the dragon's kind of jaws and it hanging down are one of his chains?
So both the chains are actually still up on the back, but they're like caught like a bit in a bridle. So they're laying right where Gimbal has reached.
How high up? Like, if I was to run over and try and swing to cut through one of those chains, is that possible, or is it just too high up to do so?
No, you think you could try that. You don't know how hard the chain is, but yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to... I'm most likely going to take that opportunity attack.
No, there's not going to be an opportunity attack because he's not looking at you. He's got his head looking right at Gimbal as he's breathing in.
I mean, sure.
Oh, Store. I see. No, Store is completely focused on Millie. You're not going to take an out. You're kind of flanking from the side there.
Perfect. I'm going to run past and look over at Githa and just give her a look of, you better freaking do something. And just jump one leg, hop, and then jump into the air to try and bring it down onto that chain. Worm! Chains! As he will bring it straight down on, and I will be using advantage for this.
All right, roll to hit. And if you missed that because he cut out, it was worm, break your chains.
That is like 26, 27.
Okay, that is, so you strike the chain solidly. Now I need to roll damage, and I've got hardness and the DC of the chain.
Is this chain larger than Brim?
Larger than Brim, no.
Okay.
It might be
I'm
longer,
really-
but it's not larger than you. You're not going to get the triple, no.
Okay, that's only going to be 11 damage.
You strike the chain. Your axe, like, it reverberates. You put a chink in one of the links, but the chain is thick. And even with this well-crafted axe, it does not sever the chain, and you feel it reverberate off the back of the dragon's body. Now
And
we're
I'm
going.
just
Sorry, go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I said I'm just where I land. I'm going to stand there. And just looking at the dragon.
All right. As you do this, Githa begins plunging her blade into the back of Storgajol, who did not even see her coming. She lets out a feral cry, "No, brother!" And as she swings, her first blow slaps against the back of his armor, doing no damage. The second one as well. He's got heavy armor thick on the back of his body. She slams him twice, even with the flanking attack. It just scores across that armor. But you see Stor's eyes go wide with rage. He's infuriated at the betrayal, and he spins around. As he does this, we're going to go to Shorwyn. You cannot make a move action or an attack yet, but I will give you role play. Again, this round, you've seen what Ashryn's done. You're feeling this healing reverberate through your body, but it's not pleasant. It's painful. It feels like every fiber of your being is being ripped apart.
And you said there was some sort of green light coming out of me? Is that what
Yes.
you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm gonna look over towards Ashryn and just yell, "What did you do?" And that's it.
All right, as you turn to look at her, kind of turning your back on Storgajol, which is counterintuitive but understandable, and he's also turned his back on you, you see Lilith desperately trying to bind this enormous wound as blood spurts out, and Ashryn's head just lolls over with eyes that plead. Let's go to Winston. Winston, I think, would feel compelled to attack. So I'm going to let you resolve that, Shorwyn. He has seen what's happened. He's overcome his initial shock.
All right, so he's gonna make a full charge at Shorwyn, and he will roll with advantage because he's got a couple still. With his bite, that's a 22.
That's a miss. Wait, no, he's flanking.
It's black.
It just a miss. He bites part of the armor. You see it kind of cinches up, but does not get to flesh.
All right, and he'll make an attack with his hooves. Yeah, that's only 14.
And the second hoof.
You get two hooves.
Oh yeah. That is...
Winston leaps up into
It's a 20.
A nat 20?
No, dirty 20.
A dirty 20, okay. He leaps up twice. Again, just the heavy armor, Tennessee Fried Orc, the heavy armor of Storgajol rebuffs the attacks. We're going to go back to you now, Lilith. Lilith, you saw this red glow underneath the tunic of Ashryn.
Is that you sending me a message, or is that somebody?
Not me.
That's not you? Okay, I was gonna say if there's something there, I need to see it. So Lilith will, if she sees the glow, she'll kind of pull back her shirt to just kind of see where it's coming from, the red glow.
You see, there's a thin silver pendant, and it has in it, what looks like a sapphire, or pardon me, a ruby rather, that's glowing with just like a pale red pulse.
Would I know what that is?
You have no idea. You've never seen anything like this. You don't know how, you've never noticed her wearing it, you've never seen it before, she's kept it hidden and tucked away.
She'll kind of lean forward and kind of whisper in her ear, Ashryn, what is this? Can this help you?
All right, let me see if Ashryn has enough strength to even answer. Her head lolls over and she passes out.
And you said it's like a necklace around her?
Like an
Okay.
amulet that was tucked underneath her, you couldn't see it. It was tucked down.
I'll just kind of take a look at it quickly. Does it look like it can open or anything? Or
All right, so you touch it. As you touch the necklace, you feel a sudden sense of a connection. Something floods your mind. You see an image, and we'll come back to what that is next round. All right. Gimbal, you see the head of this dragon has now turned and looked directly at you. It's inhaling a deep breath.
Gimbal, do I got a good footing? Like, is it?
Yeah, you're well situated on it. Yeah.
Okay. He'll stand, releasing his hands from gripping it, looking the dragon square in probably the eye, but square in the eyes, and he'll again bring his hand across from jaw to nose to mimic that draconic speech and
Repeat that again. I have my music too loud. Do it one more time, please.
and saying to the dragon, "Embrace your mightiness and your pride as the mightiest red dragon. Whose horde do you have? None. Only you are his. You are his horde." And he'll turn his hand and cast open on one of the, like, is there some kind of locket or something holding the saddle together?
The saddle, well, it looks like there might be some kind of a buckle underneath the dragon. You know, you're not going to see it up top here. It kind of goes underneath.
Okay. Oh. Wraps around like a saddle. Crud. So there's no kind of like chain.
There's the chain that you saw dangling up there, which Brim has already struck one. Sparks flew off. There's the saddle, which has these huge leather bands that go underneath the body of the dragon.
So then, because so there's nothing he can cast open on to release the harness or anything. He'll then move his hand and say, just, we're here not attacking you. He's owning you. Own him.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to have two things happen here. This is going to be, it's virtually simultaneous because it was the end of last round with Brim. It's the beginning of this round with Gimbal. So as Brim is striking and calling out to the dragon about the chain, you are speaking to the dragon once again. Let me have both of you make a diplomacy check again, please.
Gain an advantage.
Yep.
You too, Josh.
Ah! This might be counterintuitive. Using advantage.
It depends if he has some concept of what you're doing.
Thankfully I used advantage. That's going to come out to a 12 though.
12. All right. And Gimbal?
Diplomacy 16.
16. You see the eye that was looking at you, it dilates as though there's comprehension. And it closes its mouth. It does not exhale flame, but it's staring at you penetratingly, and you feel a voice in your head. No audible words. What do you speak of, my mother?
Do I get to respond?
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at you.
Okay. His hands just out with that sober face that he started to embrace and embody after coming back from the dead. Just this very real sense, especially after his experiences with Halia. And embodying this very empathic feeling of sorrow and pointing to Shulgazor and just embracing an emotion of betrayal while pointing to him. And because it's more of a telepathic, he's just going to think it and say, the one who claims master over you claimed the life of your mother. And his hand will go back up in that very, very vulnerable position, looking at the dragon.
As you do this, there's an inscrutable look on the dragon's face. You cannot tell if you have connected with it or not. And now we go back to the combat, but it didn't blow fire at you. I'll give you that much, right?
That's very important.
Githa, as she begins stabbing, you see Storgajol. He begins hammering his blade down at Githa with a berserk vigor. Like you sense like what he was doing before, it was just casual duel. He thought there was no challenge here. But at the sight of seeing his woman betray him, his eyes go red with berserk flame. He starts swinging wildly. That is a hit. That is a hit. You see once, twice, even with his weakened arm, blood streaming, but he's still quite hale. The blood streams out of Githa. She staggers back, trying to fend him away. Even with her strong form, the size of Storgajol is just too much. He's too powerful. And as he hammers into her, she tries to shield herself. She cries out as she's hit. Anyone not gone this round? I think that's it. Initiative.
All right.
DM has
come on.
a 3 again.
I have a 5 on the die, which is a 6.
Wow, you are on fire with the initiative. No made barbecue. Come on, Super Punk. All right. So, as this happens, we're going to go to Millie again. Millie, he has turned his back to you. He is completely ignoring you. His rage is at Githa.
That means I'm flanking him.
You are
that's
flanking
right.
him. That is correct.
Perfect. I'm going to use Precise Strike this time, which means I will not get to be able to use my offhand weapon, which means no dagger this time, but I can still attack him twice with my rapier. So, at advantage, both times. First one. Natural 19 with improved critical.
Okay, all right. Roll to confirm.
Confirmation is also going to be at advantage. That's not going to be. That's not going to be. That's a 17. But a hit.
Oh, not too far up, but nope, not good enough. All right, so roll your damage, please.
And then let me do my second
Okay.
strike with the rapier real quick.
Got it.
Then, does
Thank
it
you all
count?
of the mad chatters. You guys are awesome.
So I got another 19.
Okay, all right. Roll to confirm again. Wait, no, you don't have improved critical with that. Or is that the same? Is it the rapier again?
It's the rapier
Oh,
because
okay,
I
all right,
can't
yeah,
use
all
my
right.
offhand when I do Precise Strike.
Gotcha. All right, go ahead.
That one is a 25.
That is a crit. All right, so give me damage on the first one, roll percentile on the second.
Okay, so I did Precise Strike on the first attack, so it's just a double
Right,
die.
double on the die.
So that is 4 points plus the double dive, so it's 4 and 7 is 11 for the first one.
All right, 11 points. Yeah, you slip your rapier easily through his armor. Now that you have time, you can kind of time your spots because he's got his back to you as he's just hammering away at Githa. You slip one blade through right up above the kidney. You see blood spurt out.
That's a 97 for the critical percentage.
97.
97.
All right. And that is on the rapier.
Yes, and let me roll damage real quick. And that's a 6 on the die plus 7's 13.
Hold on here. That is.
I need to subtract another advantage from the confirmation.
All right, so you bring your rapier through. You drive it through his shoulder. I want you to tell me what it looks like.
All right, so yeah, Millie feeling a lot of things right now, mainly just really pissed off. Takes her rapier, and she kind of can she see Githa kind of over his shoulder, like around?
Yeah, you see her blood splattering everywhere.
Okay, so Millie's gonna kind of give Githa an intense look, and then she's just gonna drive the rapier through the back of his neck and out the front.
As you do this, you see, you catch this out of the corner of your eye, Brim, because you're standing in front, kind of to the side. You can see this. You suddenly see Millie's rapier plunge through the neck of Storgajol.
And this time she's going to say it in Elvish, but she says, "Amoth feig," which means "I wish you an evil fate."
As you do this, you see he slumps to the ground. He swings feebly one more time at Githa, who backs away, blood streaming down her body. And now we're going to go to Shorwyn. Shorwyn, your body has stopped shaking. You feel strangely hale. It's almost like you had a dream. You can't believe that you stand here. As you look down at the ragged cut, your armor is horribly severed. But you now feel hale, and you see Winston going crazy, continuing to stomp on the body of Storgajol as he falls to the ground.
How injured is Githa?
She looks heavily injured. You notice she's kind of wavering and she's streaming blood.
All right. How far away is Githa from me, and how far away is Ashryn from me?
Yeah, so Ashryn is right behind you, so like you could turn around and touch her. Githa is about 10 feet away on the other side of the body of Storgajol, where the dragon now, his head is still pivoted toward Gimbal, eyes dilated.
All right.
It does, Tim. That armor needs some help.
I'm gonna run over and check on Githa first.
All right.
Githa, are you all right?
Brother, I am sorry. I had no choice. She drops to her knees as blood streams down her chest. He threatened our family. He told me he would kill us all. I'm sorry. She reaches out, she grabs your legs, and she slumps into the ground as blood streams from her body.
I'm gonna fall down next to her and check to see if there's anything that I can do to help her.
All right. As you do this, Gimbal, you saw this momentary questioning. The dragon still, its eyes on you, no flame breathed. Brim, you stand there with your axe. Why don't you both tell me what you're doing? Med kit stabilize.
Gimbal, go for it.
Oh man, I was hoping you'd go first.
Well, mine's super easy. I'm just gonna hold my ground, and I'm gonna see that out of the corner of my eye, my sword still at my side, and kind of tip against the ground. Ground. That's the right word. And I'm just gonna look up at the dragon, kind of almost in the same manner as Gimbal, but more in the "Are you not entertained?" Sorry for the anachronism, but it's the only thing I can think of.
That's fine. Yeah.
You must break your chains mentally and physically to be free. Listen to him.
All right, Gimbal.
Would I understand how this harness that it's like a horse saddle that is wrapping around, probably buckling on the bottom?
Yep.
Still arms out in a very, very vulnerable position. Man, I can't think right now. And just, Brim, please. He'll look over at the group, seeing Shorgazol on the ground. Lay your weapon down. If I'm right, there's a buckle holding this harness on. Please loose it. And let us show good faith to him. And he'll just, with his hand, repeating the same thing to the dragon.
All right. As you're doing this, Millie, you see Storgajol drop to the ground. What do you do?
All right, so he's dead. I'm going to kind of see the condition of everything around us. Check on all of my friends. And since I had last kind of looked Githa straight in the eye, I'm going to come over and see if there's anything that I can maybe do to help staunch the bleeding at all. Because I know that she had at least tried to assist somehow. So, yeah, so I want to see... I know I have various cloths and things for cleaning my weapons, so I can just grab whatever is closest at hand and try to help staunch the
All right, go ahead and make a healing check for me.
Well, I have...
I know. It's just it's for fun. Just do it for fun.
A 7!
Okay. Much like Lilith felt trying to bind the wounds of Ashryn, this axe cuts huge swaths in the flesh. It feels like you're just trying to daub a river. Lilith, what are you doing? You see Ashryn now as you're touching her, the image that flashes through your mind. You see what looks like a small keep on a hillside. And then it flashes out of your mind. And then the pulse and the redstone comes again, and you see that same keep, and then it flashes out of your mind again.
And it's not a keep that I've seen before.
You've never seen this, no.
I'll cast Stabilize on her and see if it does anything.
Okay. You cast Stabilize. It's hard to tell. The blood has begun to staunch, but her pulse is so thready. Her skin is pallid, almost like a paling. Not quite that bad, but it is so pale. Her cheeks are sunken in. The wound looks unsurvivable, but she lays there. Gimbal.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
She's kind of laying there. You said that she looks pale. Lilith will try to remain calm, even though she knows it kind of looks dire, and put her Ashryn's head in her lap as she's kind of kneeling on the ground, and she'll pull out that same pot that she always pulls out for Millie, the one that smells like sweet rolls, and just kind of lightly place it behind her ears, and just kind of like stroke her forehead and try to keep her comfortable.
I love that. Nothing like a sweet roll to help a chest wound. Well played. Well played. All right. Gimbal, as you and Brim speak, Brim, you start to, I guess, are you trying to execute Gimbal's instructions?
I'm actually, Brim would call up and wait, and it's like,
He's got to say he wants this before I do anything. I will not break his chains for him. but I will help him loosen them, if he so wishes.
As you say this, the dragon puts up its head and it lets out a mighty roar, a rage. There's a gout of flame into the air. As it breathes it out, you feel heat coruscate through the sky. Everything turns a red hue in the area as the flame just blossoms into the sky. It flicks its back. I need you to make a reflex save DC 22, Gimbal.
Woo. Hey, can I use double advantage?
No.
Reflex
it's all
save.
mine.
Reflex. Oh, that's up at the top.
The flame continues to torch into the sky.
Okay. Where's that at? Reflex plus. Oh no. Oh, yes, no. I can't add. 17 and 4, so 21.
Okay, so not the worst, but you didn't make it. He flips you off of his back, kicks a wing. You go flying off the back. You're landing in sand, so that's not too terribly bad. You take 4 points of damage as you thunk onto the hard sand and rock. Brim, you see the dragon. It takes a step forward and pushes you with its paw. Do you try to resist? It's not attacking. You see, it's like a shove. It's like a shove.
Just take the shove.
It thrusts you out of the way, and you see it leans over, its massive jaws snap down on Storgajol. You hear a crunch and pop as blood and entrails splay everywhere. The dragon roars again, its eyes dilating with rage, and it suddenly lofts itself into the sky with the body of Storgajol dangling limply from its jaws. You hear giant wings in the air as the flame recedes, and you're left there now with Githa lying in blood, Ashryn nigh unto death, and the body of orcs littering the soil and blood everywhere on the ground. And we're going to go to our break there. So, thank you for the comment. Thank you. Appreciate that on the lighting and the imagery. Thank you so much. And we have a couple fun giveaways tonight. Forgive your DM. He's doing his best to pound through it. Still not feeling 100%, but I'm loving it. Great role play tonight. We've got the best players. We've got the best mad chatters. And we've got 2 giveaways tonight. We're going to do one right after the break. And I'll give you your choice because some of you have already won DCG trays. So if you don't have a DCG tray, you get this beautiful sort of, I don't know, fuchsia. Help me with the colors, guys. I'm not great with colors. What is that? Purple, fuchsia.
It's a red eye.
No, it's got
Looks
more.
like kind of a fuchsia,
It
like
looks
pinkish
purple,
red.
but I
Purple,
can't
yeah.
really tell.
It's so
It's hard to
pretty
see on-
and guaranteed to more roll nat 20s. And we're also going to give away a hat. So you'll get to choose one of those after the break. If you already have a hat, you get the tray. If you already have a tray, you'll get the hat. And then we'll have one more at the end of the stream today. We're going to take a little bit of a break. DM's going to go try to get himself refreshed. But thank you again to all of our viewers. Thank you. It's a really cool color. Thank you all our mad chatters, all the subs, all the gifts. You guys have been absolutely incredible as always. And remember, if you're watching us tonight and you like what you're seeing, you like the role play, you like the style, you like the cinematics and all that we're trying to do here to make D&D so much fun, and you haven't given us a follow yet, or if you're a follower and you haven't given us a sub, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Come on, give us a follow, give us a sub here at Blue Box, and we'll be right back after the break with our first of 2 great giveaways.
It's felt like we haven't done that in forever.
So do you guys want to know something a little bit disappointing?
What?
Yes.
Okay.
You weren't the only
So-
one that agents.
For the last week, I had been thinking about it, only up to, right, the point when he speaks to the dragon, because, no plan survives the enemy.
Right.
Well, then I'm all nervous crazy stupid nervous. And I go to roll my d20s, and I get that 16 for diplomacy, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Except that was on a d12. I got a 12.
Oh
because I
my
rolled the
gosh,
wrong die.
Rory.
Oh, no.
That is unfortunate.
Well, look at it this way. You could have rolled lower on a d20.
Yes.
Yes.
Could
True.
have.
You got the highest on a D12.
Yeah.
Also, I could also agree because my palms are like sweaty.
Are your knees weak?
Spaghetti.
Palms are weak, knees are sweaty, arms are heavy. There's spaghetti on
Spaghetti,
this.
my
Mom
mom's
spaghetti. That's awesome. Like, yeah, no, just fun stuff, and thank you, everybody. Fun stuff, and thank you, everybody. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Why am I getting reverb
hearing
now?
an echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where that echo just came from. Hang on here.
Audio issues
No,
is our
stop.
thing.
No, stop.
What was that, Josh?
It's only him that echoes.
No, I thought I heard Josh echo.
Yeah, I heard my voice.
No, I thought I heard Josh echo.
Yeah, I heard my voice. Now John is gone.
Oh, that's true. Remember, D20s are triangles and D12s are pentagons. I need to go home
What?
for the drawing. Ruby.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't.
the sides.
That's good advice, but I'm pretty sure I was so blind at everything at that time.
Yeah.
Like, I found out that I can't like full on roll dice in my DCG tray
Why?
because as nervous and everything that I was, I would drop them in there and one of them would kick out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, oh crap. I was like, oh no,
What do you have, Josh?
I always got gummy bears, man.
Oh, I love gummy bears. They're my favorite.
So the only reason I haven't sent you any Vivies because you're in Canada, and I need to get around to the rest of this group. I know Canada's just the worst.
How dare you?
No, it's just shipping. It's just shipping.
I know.
Actually, I could go on Amazon Canada in order for you, I guess. Canada, Amazon.
At Amazon.ca.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Look at that.
Amazing. But yeah, I usually send 5 pounds of gummy bears to some friends when they're having a rough week. And so I've been meaning to send that to all of you guys, but I finally got my budgeting back to where it is, so I can finally start doing stuff like that again.
That's
because
amazing. I love gummy bears. I love candy in general, though. Like, I'm a huge candy bean.
For everyone that doesn't know, on Amazon, a 5-pound bag of Albanese gummy bears, which are the best gummy bears in the entire world, are $12.95, I think.
Yeah. We have the gummy worms, the Albanese gummy worms, and they're really good.
Is that a
And
good
the-
price?
Just so everyone knows,
Enough for the win, thank
Yeah.
you.
it's the sour gummy bears that they make. The sour actually cooked into the mix with them, so that you don't lose the sour on the outside of the gummy bear. It stays all the way through.
Fancy.
Next on Shopping Network.
You can buy a bag for 3 easy payments of $3.99.
I'm pretty sure that if you send me a 5-pound bag of gummy bears, you're going to be my 4-year-old's favorite person in the whole world.
That is all I want. In a non-weird way. Brem's been there before, guys. Brem
Yeah, I was
doesn't
gonna
get
say.
it, okay? Brem and Josh don't make that connection.
Oh no, don't do it.
I'm just saying she's obsessed with anything gummy.
They're so good. They have 12 different flavors.
Yeah.
I'm banned from buying gummy bears. I eat
You
them
eat
too
it too fast.
Who's
Yes.
banned from eating gummy bears? Set monkey?
That's that monkey, yeah.
No, Set monkey. There is no such thing as eating gummy bears.
Nope.
Let me
Put them
tell
in
you.
an IV.
Yeah. Eat them.
Straight to the
I
vein.
don't suggest just
It'll work.
I don't think it's good for your health.
Nope, totally works.
Probably not.
Good for your health.
Plus, if you find that you have that problem, because hard candies aren't fun, but if you just stuff your mouth full of gummy bears, you actually cannot chew them anymore, even though you're trying to.
It's so much fun, though. Oh, Terry, I love your
Don't joke.
pants.
I know. I was gonna say that too. Terry's pajama
Oh,
pants
wait.
are-
Terry, I love your pants.
Terry, I love your pants.
Terry, your pants are great.
Terry, I love your pants. He's eating.
Gummy bears. He's
A
eating
skid
gummy
of gummy
bears.
bears. That would be great. I don't know if I have candy now. I feel like I want candy because you guys are talking about it.
Candy.
Bacon, bacon, bacon.
We could play some Massives.
That's so fun. Did you get that for Christmas?
I did.
That's so awesome. I love it.
I sent my nieces and nephews the 1, 2, 3s of D&D kids
Yeah,
book.
I got those. They're so good. Did you ever read through them?
No, but I read through the
They're
ABCs
so.
one.
We have the ABCs of RPGs, the predecessor to the D&D ones that
Yeah.
Ivan did a few years back.
Look at this. Does anybody know what kind of dice?
Red and black.
Those are
Punisher?
Uh,
Look like skulls.
baby dice.
Look like skulls.
Um,
Octopus.
No, they're Oogie Boogie's dice.
Oh.
Isn't that so cool? I
Yeah.
fucking love these. I got these in the mail. I'm like, wait a minute, these look so familiar. Somebody sent them to me for Christmas. These look so familiar.
There's an echo again.
Yeah, so if we get loud enough, we might hear whose mic is coming through.
There's an echo. There's an echo.
I think it might be on the DM computer since he doesn't wear a headset. I think it's just coming out the speakers.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. Oh, gotcha. Dang, I didn't hear myself.
That makes sense.
No, you gotta get loud.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think he turned us down so that we weren't. I think he
Down for
but
what?
Turned down for what? I'm gonna go find a sneaky snack because you guys keep talking about food and I'm.
Knickers.
Oh look, I'm also wearing Lola's Snickers.
Aww.
You better hurry. You only got a minute.
I usually wear it during stream. Ah, run!
You only got a
I
minute.
usually wear it during stream. Ah, run!
She like disappeared into the forest.
she did.
Disappeared.
That's what druids
Oh.
do.
I was waiting to see a bear following her. Exit.
Pursued by bear.
Yep.
Pursued by bear. Still my favorite. Still my favorite play. Well, Shakespeare at least.
No. of all
There's actually a play that is entitled Exit Pursued by Bear. And it is.
I actually think I read that.
Honey bears?
And it is.
I actually think I read
It's
that. Yeah.
like the woman like ties up her terribly abusive boyfriend and then they cover him in honey and leave him for a bear to eat him. That's basically the.
I feel like I came back to the conversation in a weird place.
Perfect. Perfect time. That's what we're gonna do with the rest of Storgajol.
Okay, non-Canadian. You guys know what Smarties are? Like these.
Yes. Yes, they had them in England, and they're so good.
They have them in the U.S. too. You don't have to go there to get them.
Well,
I'm
our
going to eat
Smarties
one.
are different than their Smarties are.
Yes,
Our
your
Smarties are smarter
rockets.
Smarties?
No, they're rockets.
Smarties are
They're like the pressed
Yeah.
candy.
Yeah.
We call them rockets. They're like the pressed candy.
Yeah.
Yes. Smarties are
Why?
these. Yes. And
They're
then,
M&Ms.
yes, and they're harder. Like the shell is harder.
Right.
Coffee crisp.
But our
I've
Smarties
never
are
had
entirely fruit. Yes. I know that is.
Coffee crisp is delicious.
Ugh. U.S. chocolate Smarties would just be gross. Like just the powder, you just get chocolate powder when you like just the powder.
You bite
I
into
mean,
it.
it's like eating the chocolate Necco wafers.
Yeah, almost like dinosaur
Terrible.
nuggets.
Really, every time I come back, it's got to be the dinosaurs. Every time.
You just remind me to talk about it.
We see you and.
You know, like
So I don't
dinosaur
know where
chicken
all of a
nuggets.
sudden the echo came from. We were not having any echo. Can everybody in the rooms make sure you don't have any audio that's coming through outside your headphones?
Mine is all good. I just have a headset.
Because I thought maybe it was just that be right back, but
Yep.
I didn't change a single setting.
Nope. All mine's just coming through my headphone.
Headphone and Twitch is muted.
Yep, mine Twitch is.
I don't have speakers.
Yep, mine Twitch is.
I don't have speakers.
All right, hang on here. Let's. That's so weird because we had no changes. That's so weird because we had no changes.
I like hearing you twice.
Just adds to the.
Testing
Can you
1, 2,
imagine if
3.
you heard John in one ear and then the
Testing
other
1, 2,
side?
3. Hello? Yep, still getting the mute or the echo. Yep, still getting the mute.
Is it maybe one of the cameras decided to start picking it up?
I mean, it shouldn't be, because like on the one view I was on, there are no cameras. You know, I was on the Be Right Back. It has no cameras on it. So
Right.
let me
And what
look.
if you switch your view? I mean, that's how you checked them before.
I know, I'm checking them all right now. Let me go to this one. I know, I'm checking them all right now. Testing. Nope. Testing. Yep, it's doing it on every single view. Testing. Yep.
Well,
on every Huh.
We could try muting ourselves one at a time and see if it's. We could try muting ourselves one at a time and see if it's.
Well, go ahead and everybody try the mute. Let's just see. I can't imagine what that would be, but.
So I'll go first.
I can't imagine what that would be, but.
So I'll go first.
How do we test it?
If John talks.
Test it.
Yeah, well, I can hear everybody. Everybody's echoing on my end. Yeah, well, I can hear everybody. Everybody's echoing on my end.
Echo's still there with
Yeah.
me muted. So next. Echo's
I'll
still
mute.
there with
Yeah.
me muted. So next. Echo's
I'll
still
mute.
there with me muted. So next.
I'll mute.
Alright, so. Alright, so. Nope.
Nope,
It's
still hear it.
It's not you, Vivi.
Nope, still hear it.
Next.
I'll mute.
Not you, Vivi. Next.
I'll mute.
Okay, so now we're testing. Doing the testing thing. Now we're testing.
Yep, still hear it.
Nope. Doing the testing. Still it.
And Terry doesn't even have
Joshua?
speakers, so that couldn't be Terry. So let's try Josh.
Here we go.
Couldn't be Terry, so let's try Josh.
Okay,
Here we
so
go.
we're talking, doing stuff. We're talking, doing stuff. Nope. It's not him either.
Yeah, and I've muted everything here. Like I'll mute my mic right now, and I'll go back to. Sorry, viewers. I'll go back to like the "Be Right Back" stream.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Mute, John.
I still hear it.
Yeah, same.
I still hear it. It's not a camera that's picking it up. I think it's just a slobs glitch. So what do you think I should do? Should I kill it and just relaunch the stream and see if that fixes it, or I don't want to continue with an echo like this. So this is. I don't want to continue with an echo like this. So this is. Well, here I'll kill all the sound effects, Tim. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? That is true. I think I noticed it when I kicked off the Celtic music. I wonder if it's something with YouTube.
Is
No.
is it? Do you have Twitch open on your desktop?
Oh, could I be that stupid? Let me see. Oh, could I be that stupid? Let me see. I'm a professional streamer, everybody. Oh my gosh, that was so stupid. All right, let's moving right along. Oh God, but how did I do that? Somehow I unmuted that when I went to break because I didn't change anything. But all right, whatever.
I'm here to help. I'm the tech expert.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
go home. We're great.
All right, so let's do our giveaway tonight, and we're gonna do our first giveaway. The keyword will be exclamation point dice tray, DICTRAY, and go ahead and hit that exclamation point dice tray. Put it in the chat, and you'll have a chance to win this beautiful Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray. If you already have a DCG tray, I'll give you the alternative of one of these brand new embroidered Blue Box hats. These things are rocking. Hey, welcome, Master Lou. Thanks for joining. I am stunned. I don't know how that happened. Somehow, when I turned on my YouTube, I unmuted my stream on Twitch. That is so stupid. All right. Give you another minute here while that's going. Any questions from the players on what happened in the first part of the session? Obviously pretty dramatic, some touch and go stuff. There's some really good role play, some really good dice rolls. There were some elements that were quote unquote dicey, to be sure. But any comments, questions, or thoughts on what happened so far? Anything not make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Will the dragon come back to be a mount? To get us just to one place, not for us to enslave it again.
You have no idea. I mean, he didn't look like he was returning. He looked enraged. He looked confused. But what he didn't look like is he was not trying to flambe or eat you, which was, I think, a significant accomplishment.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take that.
What did I see? Where is that Ashryn's home?
You have never seen it. You're still thinking of your forests. Really, Hamlet is one of the most populated areas you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
so.
I've never seen anything other than Hamlet.
You have no clue what
and
that
the
is.
forest. Darn.
All right. We'll give you just another minute for the dice tray. Going once. Go ahead, type exclamation point dice tray. Go ahead, Evelyn.
I was gonna say, Lilith, did you recognize anything about the environment, the nature around this place?
type
No.
of trees that were there.
Since
Well,
you know,
we'll let her role play that with you. I'll give her some info, but yeah.
Thank you. Don't
that might be helpful.
All right.
So were they birch, spruce?
They look pretty spruce.
All right, here we go. Our first giveaway of the night, the DCG dice tray, or if you already have one, you get the hat. And this is a one-roll giveaway, so we won't roll off for this. If your name pops up, you win. And the winner of the dice tray is, Roberts. Do you already have a dice tray?
Yay,
Thomas, do you already have a dice tray?
Yeah.
Thomas, I don't think has one.
I just got a thing at the top of my Zoom that says, "Oh, playing music?" Question mark. Set up professional audio in audio setting.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, well, congratulations, Tim. You have your first DCG, or Thomas, you have your first DCG tray, and well done. And we're going to go ahead and we'll start our second giveaway tonight, so we can do this a bit later in the stream. But you're going to be able to type exclamation point. Here, let me go back to it. And giveaways. Thank you so much.
Oh, Thomas, why?
Thomas.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
a
Welcome.
disadvantage,
Thank
right?
you. All right. So type exclamation point hat, and you'll be in the giveaway that we'll do toward the end of the stream tonight. Exclamation point hat, and we'll announce that one or two more times before we get there. These hats are really nice. They're embroidered. You can see examples of them on our Instagram and on our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, you should be. We continue the role play during the week. And so check out the Discord. You can check it out right there in the chat. Thank you to Evelyn, who helps us maintain all that. And thank you to all of our amazing viewers and players. Okay. We go back to the bloody carnage, the scene. The dragon has vanished. There is a strange silence in the air. The chill of winter, even with the sun shining, does little to drive away the marrow chilling of your bones that you feel, even as you see Githa's blood seeping into the soil and Ashryn clinging to life.
Did my stabilize spell do anything for her?
So as I mentioned, you think it may have, but it's very difficult to tell. You don't see any blood now coming out, but it almost looks like she might not have any left. So her breath is thready. It looks like she might have a faint pulse, but she is pale beyond pale, and it looks like she clings to the narrowest thread of life.
Can I dig through her pockets to see if she has anything left in her pockets?
Yes. So you go through her pockets. You find that she's got a handful of coin. She's got what look like a couple of heirlooms, a family picture of what looks like might be a sister. Kind of has a similar resemblance to her, most likely of House Thronedale. But that's all you see. No potions, no elixirs. It looks like whatever she had, she spent upon Shorwyn.
Gimbal is still on top of the dragon. Oh no, the dragon's gone.
The dragon is gone.
She'll call towards Gimbal. Anybody who doesn't look like they're busy right now. Shorwyn obviously is with his sister, and same with Evelyn. She'll call towards Brim and Gimbal. Brim, Gimbal, I need your help.
Gimbal will snap back to attention from what he was thinking and go over there.
Brim as well. He'll try and... Yeah, well, Gimbal's faster than he is, so he's just going to run behind Gimbal.
All right. As you do this, you see Lilith is still leaning over Ashryn here. You see Shorwyn trying to tend to Githa, as is Millie. And there is just, bodies of orcs everywhere. Winston has stopped stomping, and he just breathes heavily and looks concerned. The other horse with the wagon back here just lays or sits still, wide-eyed, got no closer to the combat, but to its credit, did not run.
She'll look up at them. She doesn't have anything else on her, and I've done the best I can. I don't know if there's anything we can do here. How close are we to somewhere where we can get her help? Do you think you could carry her, Grim?
For Ashryn, he's kind of looking over at Githa, then snaps back. Can I check her out and see if moving her will most likely spread the bleeding? Or can I just tell that?
I'm better at help.
Repeat the question. What are you trying to determine?
I'm looking at her. Can Brim assume, or would I have to roll that moving her would just end up causing her even more bleeding? It would most likely...
I mean, it almost seems irrelevant either way. Hey, thank you very much. We appreciate that, Veneration Greco, and good luck with your stuff tonight. So, I mean, you're familiar with battle wounds. There's no head wound here. There's no neck wound. There's just a massive gaping hole in the middle of her chest.
Brim will look at Lilith and just kind of shake his head, and he'll kneel down by Lilith, and he'll up in part of his sheepskin that he has. And he hasn't really used this yet, but it's entirely filled with holy water. And he'll put it over her forehead and just lightly hold her head where Lilith isn't. And if needs be, almost around Lilith.
Okay.
And just begin to pray.
All right. You dab some holy water on her forehead. You see she doesn't even react. It dribbles off her forehead. You feel it's cold and pale to the touch. By the way, I think the ambient sound is okay. I think everybody sounds good. It was just Lilith might have been a bit quiet earlier. So Lilith, you just make sure you are on that mic. I think everything else sounds good. If anybody feels differently, let me know. But you dabble the holy water. It's difficult to tell whether it has any effect. Shorwyn, Githa lies unconscious at your feet.
Shorwyn cradles Githa's head in his arms. He looks at her. Githa. Githa, if you can hear me at all, Githa. I did not come this far to lose you now. Stay with me as long as you can.
As the cool winds of Ready Reed blow across the sand, you feel the air just knifing through this gaping wound in your armor, and it seems almost symbolic of the gaping wound in your chest as you see your long-lost sister, who you'd searched for so long, clinging to life with these two massive axe blows upon her. She still lives, stronger than Ashryn. She's not in the state that Ashryn is, but she's certainly unconscious, and she makes no response as you speak to her.
I need help, please. We need to get the both of them into the cart. I don't care how bad off Ashryn is. We need to get both of them in the cart and moving now.
All right. And since Millie was helping hold her cloths to Githa's chest, I can help you with your sister, Shorwyn.
Lilith will get up at the call of Shorwyn, knowing that Brim is with Ashryn now. She'll kind of get up, and you'll see her kind of just like wipe her tears away. She's kind of hiding it, and then she'll walk over to Githa, and she'll try to cast Stabilize on Githa to help out.
All right.
When when I came over to Lilith, did I see her holding the medallion, the pendant? And would I have recognized it?
Roll perception, please.
Another advantage. It's a 14 on the die, and my perception is...
Yeah, so actually you see Lilith is holding something, and then she drops it in confusion as she tries to stabilize Githa.
Is it still glowing?
You walk over to it to look at it, and you see it's a pulse, a light red pulse, but it seems to be getting fainter and fainter.
Am I able to do like a knowledge arcana check to see if I understand it?
You can. Go ahead and roll Arcana, please.
Okay. Another advantage. So knowledge. That makes it an 18.
You sense that there is some kind of arcane power here imbued in it, which is no secret, but it's difficult to determine the nature of it or what its purpose is. Now, are you touching it?
Yes.
All right, as you touch it, you have the same experience that Lilith did. You see what looks like a small keep or a large estate on the side of tall hills with poplars and trees around. And then it flashes out of your mind just as quickly. You have no recognition of it.
Does anything happen if I grab it tighter?
No, you grab it a second time. You have the same vision, and then it vanishes again. It seems to pulse each time, but it's getting slower and slower. Thank you, Mikey. If you haven't yet, type exclamation point hat for our giveaway today. We're giving away one of those beautiful embroidered hats. What are you doing, Gimbal?
Might be wasting my time. I'm going to go over to Ashryn, though, with it still in my hand. And placing my hand on her shoulder, arm. I have this suspicion that it's connected to her. That it's one in the same with her heartbeat, and wanting to see if something's going to channel through me or if it's just a dud. But that's his suspicion.
You feel as you do this, you feel like it's a reasonable suspicion, but there is no confirmation that you find as you touch her body. Along with you, just get nothing but that brief image that pulses in your mind.
Then he's just going to hold on to that suspicion and just yell out that Ashryn's still with us. Yes, Shorwyn, exactly. We need to get going. Ashryn's still here, though. Also, let's get moving.
All right.
DM.
Yes.
Sorry. You might not allow this, but I've got a full restore from Kiegia. Would I be able to use this on Ashryn?
Great question. No, not in this situation.
I will wrap her in my cloak, and I will lift her.
Okay. You lift her in the cloak. You carry her over. And let me rephrase what I said there. You can use that restoration, and I'm not telling you it will have no effect. But the nature of this wound and what she suffered, this is not something that is just going to be healed by the use of that restoration. But I'm not telling you it's worthless either. It's your choice.
That is so vague.
I think that is the DM line. You can certainly try.
That's exactly right. You lay her body, Brim. She was always slight of form, but now it's as though you pick up a dried leaf. Her form is so frail, devoid of so much blood. You pick up a waif and you lay her frail form in the back of the wagon.
health check on Githa?
Yes, you can.
I'll
roll.
roll it advantage. 16.
Yeah, so as it's pretty clear to you, as I said before, Githa is stable. She is not dying, but she is unconscious. You know, so for D&D terms, she's below 0 hit points. She's suffered some big wounds, but she is not declining.
She's not declining. Then I shall cast Cure Moderate Wounds on her then.
Okay.
Which is 2d8.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Where is my d8? Take a moment. 4, 5, 6.
6 points of healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, plus, okay, cures 2d8 damage plus 1
Right.
per level.
So it'd be 8.
And I.
Oh, plus 1 per
4, 5,
level. Yeah,
6.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. So total is 11.
11, yeah.
11. As you lay hands on her, you see one of the 2 wounds across her chest begins to seal. Her breathing grows more steady. She doesn't come conscious yet, but you see her eyelids fluttering as though she's on the verge of consciousness.
And she'll look up. I'm assuming Shorwyn would be right there by his sister.
Yeah, he hasn't moved.
Okay. And she'll kind of look up at Shorwyn. Her hands, she's obviously clearly covered in all of Ashryn's blood, but she'll put one of her hands inside Shorwyn.
Can you speak up just a little bit, Vivi? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's just my mic.
you go.
Yeah, so she'll put her hand on Shorwyn's face and just look at him. That's the best I can do. That's all I have. But there's nothing I can do to help Ashryn right now. We need to get back somewhere to help her.
Thank you for the follow, Thorvi. Welcome to the Mad Chatters. All right. And is anybody else doing anything as this is happening?
I was helping Shorwyn try to carry Githa to the cart
Okay. All right.
as best as I can with my wounded shoulder.
Yeah. Her body still quite a bit more substantial, obviously, than Ashryn's. And you do feel her pulses strengthen. You lay her in the cart next to Ashryn, and it's a stark contrast, just the pale flesh of Ashryn and the dark green flesh of Githa, and the girth and size of the 2 women, one that clings to the nearest of death and the other which appears to be more stable.
Millie?
Yes, dear.
For the first time, Lilith will kind of pay attention to Millie. She's been really focused on Ashryn. Let me see her shoulder.
And so Millie will pull her hand away, and there'll be blood on her hand because that she took the axe blow to the shoulder from Sor.
Since our Ashryn is out, I have one more thing I can help you with. Maybe it'll help your shoulder. And she'll cast Cure Light Wounds on her, so 1d8
Okay.
plus 1. 3, 8 points of healing.
All right. You feel
Thank
the
you.
healing power of Lilith. It warms your shoulder. Some of the pain dissipates. You now have the wagon loaded up. Concerned-looking Shorwyn. Winston still stomping around as though he wants to kill something he can't find. He looks highly agitated.
Millie will climb up into the seat of the cart where she has been driving the reins, and favoring her offhand, she'll take up the reins and prepare to set off once everyone else is ready.
All right.
Gimbal wants to take a moment and go back to where he was with the dragon, partially just in awe that he had this moment to do what any wizard would dream of doing, and then partially to take a look around to see, because why not, to see if a scale has fallen or 2 have fallen to the ground.
All right. So, Gimbal, you search the area, look around, you see the claw marks of the dragon. Remember, the flame gouted into the sky, so he
Yep.
never gouted flame into the hillsides. No, there's no glass associated with the fire, just went into the sky. And you find no bits of scale, no bits of the dragon anywhere.
Okay. He'll just take a moment a slight grin will come across my face, just and resonating just in that moment. And then he'll go back to the cart. Hey, Brim, can I get a ride?
Yeah. We'll lift him up. Merely, let's go.
Shorwyn will climb into the back of the cart. Winston, stay with us.
Yeah,
Is
Winston.
there enough room for Lilith in the cart as well? If not, then she'll.
Yeah, there is.
Could she sit next to Millie up front?
Yeah, there's room. I mean, I'm not going to try to stuff everything on top of that cart on
Right.
the minis, but yes, there's room. You can easily fit 4 of you up there on the cart. The horse whinnies, looks nervously around. Winston immediately snaps back at Shorwyn's command. And as you see Gimbal come walking back from his cursory search of the area where the dragon was, the Cron Hills spill out before you. Where do you go?
Should we continue on toward the town that we were heading to?
Well, Lilith still has a map, correct? If she opens it up, I think we should go to wherever is the closest, where we can get to.
I think that might be the closest. Everything else is hills.
I think we're only like an hour or something. We're kind of close, aren't we?
Yeah.
Fairly, if I recall correctly.
All right, so for sake of just sort of common knowledge, you know enough about the area that you were headed to. Gallows Corner is a backwater town, small area in the Cron Hills, unlikely to have any significant. Now, you can still do it. I'm not telling you what to do, but I think that's a fair thing for me to tell you, particularly for Shorwyn, who would have more knowledge of this area than anyone else,
Right.
south of Cron. Obviously, Gimbal knows the Crons themselves, but the human settlements are much more familiar to Shorwyn.
We need to find a town bigger than where we were headed.
Do you know of any?
Is there anything other than Hamlet, which we came from, is there anything even remotely?
Well, I have a map.
Yeah. So, yeah, here I can pull it up. Hang on here. So we go to the beautiful Anna map, and I've got a couple maps here, but remember, maps can have different areas on them. They may not always be complete.
Right.
So different maps will have different things that are recorded on them. But I'll pull this up on the screen so you can see as you're talking. The wagon is moving along through the Crons, headed south. There's just a darkness about the party. Even though you survived, you feel the weight of the wounds and the carnage that you've seen. And around you, you have, you were outside of Hamlet. You were about an hour from Gallows Corner. But again, whether it's Ostwerk or the Manor or Humming's End, these are all small towns. You can try, but the kind of wound that Ashryn has is not likely to be healed by some local chapel cleric.
Let's head back to Hamlet then.
All right.
Do we just ran from Hamlet. Do we want to send a scout ahead? A couple of us to go in front we already got 2 wounded. Walking into a fight with them is.
I don't think we have time for that.
No, I mean just a couple of us moving faster than the rest.
How far are the gnomes from here?
Well, where where Gimble's gnomes were, Rockhall, that is a good day's travel past Gallows Corner into the Cron Hills. Oh, guys.
Do you know of any other gnomes in the area, Gimble?
Can I do a knowledge local to see if or do I know of any others in the area?
I mean, you know there are small enclaves throughout the Cron Hills, but nothing compared to Rockhall.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we generally there's gnomes throughout, but that's really, I mean, it was kind of the biggest place around, something that could actually do what we need.
For all the DMs in the audience, this is one of the most frustrating examples when, you know, your PCs have missed clues, but you can't say any more, and it's just killing you.
So back to that thing that we saw with Ashryn. What do the trees look like?
Yeah, I already described. I mean, it was, you know, they look like the typical trees that you would see around here, the firs and poplars.
Hey, Lilith, you dropped this? I saw stuff when I grabbed it. Did you see anything?
Yeah, I did. I
Was
saw
it-
a keep
Yeah.
and just some normal trees and stuff that would be around here.
I'm sorry, the necklace was...
Yeah, here, check this out. Catch.
And he'll just throw it at her.
I'll attempt to catch it.
All right, yeah.
And-
No roll needed. You grab the necklace. As he pulls the necklace, you grab it. You don't feel anything. There's no glowing pulse to it.
This necklace.
She'll look over at Ashryn. What does she look like?
She looks the same.
Just for a point, Brim has been over her this whole time. In between conversation, he's kind of just stroking her head and still kind of putting more holy water on. And then as he goes silent, he'll start praying again.
Gimbo, were you holding it while it was still on her?
No,
Still wearing it?
it was off her.
No.
You had dropped it, but
No.
It was
no.
still around her neck.
I
It was
never
still-
took it off of her
it was
body.
It was still on her neck when she
Oh.
touched it and when you touched it.
oh, maybe it needs to go back on her.
Oh, all right. So Millie will just kind of hand it back toward the back of the cart.
Millie, come touch it while it's on her.
Okay, and I mean, I'm guessing since this is a fairly small cart, Millie can kind of just lean back a
back?
little bit from where I'm sitting.
This is
and
no.
touch it.
There's no saving throws, reflex saves, nothing here. All right, you slip.
I'll lean it back a little bit.
You slip the necklace back around Ashryn's neck, and again, there's a momentary pause, far too long, and then you see a faint red pulse back in the necklace.
Okay, so I'll touch it now that, since Lilith suggested that Millie do that. So Millie's gonna hold it.
You might want someone else. And then, like, trying to warn her about driving.
Well, we haven't set off
We
yet.
haven't set off yet because we don't even know where we're going.
Oh, sweet.
I think I had you-
I'm sitting in the seat.
You're
but we
okay.
have not
I
gone
thought I had
anywhere
you
yet.
cantering along at a slow pace, but either way, it's fine.
But yeah.
Yeah, you can heal and drive. So you you touch it, and you see the same thing that I described before. What looks like a small keep or a large manor house nestled in hillside with sparse trees dotted all around, but you have no recognition of this place.
Okay, so it's not anything I would be familiar with. Knowing what Millie knows about Shorwyn vaguely, does she think he might be able to figure something out? Since she knows a bit about his backstory.
Well, I think the only thing I would mention is what I said earlier, which is that of everyone here, the human lands to the south, which do head down toward Altamira,
He might know.
and the area of Sirharn, these would be the areas which are much more familiar to Shorwyn.
All right, so Millie was, because she does know a little bit about his story. Shorwyn, touch this. This seems like something you might be a little more familiar with.
Shorwyn sighs. Reaches over, touches it. Sorry, I picked up on your earlier clues, but my character didn't.
I know,
That's
no,
why
I know,
haven't done
you.
anything.
I know, which is fine. I'm not.
And that's why I've just been I've been slowly silent here, waiting for other people to pick up on it. Like, I know exactly what he's saying, but my character doesn't, so I'm just gonna play this.
No, you role played that well. I knew what you were doing. It was a couple things went over the heads of the other players, which it happens. And yes, so as you reach over and touch it, there is suddenly you recognize something. You see more. I'm going to go to this map. There's an area here south of Gallows. You recognize the Gistrul estate, a part of the holdings of Thronedale. This must be one of Ashryn's home estates.
One of her estates?
The Thronedale family is quite powerful.
So it's gonna hit me.
And you know it's probably about a day, half a day to a day's journey to the south.
Okay.
And that's what's pulsing.
We head south now.
All
Turn,
right.
go.
And Millie will, since we were already heading south, Millie will continue the cart that way.
Go ahead, Brim.
Brim will pretty much just tell the party to go ahead. Don't wait for him, as he's going to try and run behind. And if Gimbal needs to go with, but
It's better you go on, as fast as the cart can go.
We have to keep a steady pace. We cannot tire the horse out, or we will not make it ever. So,
Well, and it wouldn't take a great deal of wisdom to know that jostling someone like Ashryn in her current condition violently would not be the best thing.
What do you mean?
so I do not wish to run our horse to hoof, rather to keep appropriate pace. Because with a tired horse, we're not getting there anytime.
On that note, Brim, I'll stick with you, but we can move ahead a little bit faster. Not far. That would suck. But we can move ahead a little bit further. And Shorwyn, do you know what's in this area? What kind of things we might run into?
I'm assuming I would, to a certain extent.
Yeah, you're headed to the more civilized lands, that have been largely tamed from the forces of Pomarge by, the various heroes that come out of the Free City of Altamira, the different forts and estates that have been established all along these hills. And that would be, by the way, for those of you who don't know, related to a lot of the activity that's happened in the last 40 years in Jay Scott's campaign. So this is the area where all of that has taken place. So there's still dangers here, but these would be more civilized lands.
We still need to keep our eyes open. Though more civilized, there are always dangers around the next corner.
Absolutely. Does that sound like, would that be good if we move forward a little bit, or you want us all to stick together?
It's up to you and Brim. I'm going to keep driving the cart at the pace we're at now, so...
Brim, you ready for the Brimble action?
Let's go.
All right.
All right, so you hop up on Brim's shoulders again, Gimbal.
Yep.
It's a comfortable place to be, and everybody else is on the wagon, with the exception of Shorwyn. Are you mounted on Winston, Shorwyn, or
No, Shorwyn's on the wagon. He's in the back of the wagon.
Oh, Shorwyn's in the back of the wagon with his
Yes.
sister as well. Okay.
If
All
he's on the wagon, then Lilith will look at Shorwyn to see if he can mount Winston. He seems like he needs to be calmed.
Winston has been through many battles. He'll be fine.
Ooh, rebuff.
Lilith will sit her butt beside Millie. And kind of just look at her like, damn, damn it.
All right. You begin to head south as quickly as you might. The wagon creaks, the hoof of the horses clop along in the dry sand and dirt of the hills here south. You do see it grows greener even as we're at winter. As you move further south, there is more verdant forest along the edges of the hills. Hey, good to see you, Shane. It's been a minute. Welcome, sir. And you get further and further to the south as about 2 hours, 3 hours later, the sun begins to dim in the sky and the chill grows more.
Hey, Brim, how far ahead are we?
I wasn't going too far. I was, I think, looking back and seeing the horses,
Only about 40 feet.
Okay. Sounds
Right.
good.
All right, I've got you about 40 feet up then. Your eyes continually sort of pivot across the hills looking for signs. You do see occasionally tracks of humans, tracks of what look like orcs, animals that have walked through these hills. There's still quite a bit of, quite a bit to be concerned about here.
And Gimble's, as always, holding his staff, so that staff of darkness, so he has the dark vision also.
Okay. Well, it's not dark yet, but you got
Okay.
that out, and it's what we'll call dusk.
Okay.
Do you continue to travel through the night, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Lilith will take turns with Millie driving the cart. She'll try to take a little snooze while Millie's driving to switch off later.
All right, as you do this, soon the night air grows more chill. There is a moon in the sky which gives you enough light to drive by, but there is still an eeriness to this area traveling at night. You hear the sound of howls in the distance, occasionally crickets that creak, and it's just it's a strange place to be as you travel through these hills at night.
Would Lilith recognize the howls as to what kind of animal they are?
Actually, you do. Lilith, these are definitely heavy forest wolves that are roaming.
She'll just alert the group that she does hear wolves.
Okay.
Just keep an eye out. I hear wolves.
Thank you, Legend Song. We appreciate that follow. If you haven't yet, type !hat for the giveaway tonight. And as you continue along, this is an opportunity. We can just move it forward, or if there's any role play that the group wishes to have, you have several hours here traveling at night.
Gimble would just want to take a moment, just a brief moment, and finally halt just for, again, just 10 seconds, and cast Identify on his staff.
Okay. Gimbal, you cast Identify on the staff. Actually, this takes some time to cast, though, right?
It says one standard action.
I don't believe that's right. I believe it's an hour.
Identify, divination,
You double check that
verbal
for me.
somatic.
We're using 3rd edition, 3.5.
Well, is he using Pathfinder or
You should be using the
3.5?
Pathfinder.
So let's see.
Yeah, let's double check that, because I don't think that's a quick spell. That takes a minute. That's the way I've typically role played it. Make sure I've got that right.
Well, if it takes
Or-
more time, I'll do it later.
It says one standard action.
Okay.
One
Yeah.
standard action
Okay.
casting time, and it
Yeah.
lasts 3 rounds per level.
3 rounds per level. Saving throw none. Spell resistance none. This spell functions as a detect magic, except that it gives you a +10 enchantment bonus on spellcraft checks to make identify the properties
Yes.
and command
All right.
words of my
So you're
friend.
able to cast it.
Your possession.
Gimbal, as you cast it, you already understood. This staff of darkness gives you ultra vision up to 120 feet. into the darkness. It also, you realize, gives you the ability to cast the spell Darkness once per day at will.
Nice. That's super cool. Lilith is sleeping while Millie is driving. Still covered in blood. Ashryn's blood.
All right. I'm going to make a check on Ashryn.
Did you see she got like 4 advantages a while ago?
Yes.
Yes, I did. I got those. Thank
Okay,
you.
cool. Just want to make sure. Sorry.
Oh, 5?
Yep.
It was
Oh,
5.
Was it
Sorry.
5? Oh, no, I thought I had 4. Hang on. All right. That is helpful. You see she begins to shiver in the middle of the night, but she's still alive. The night grows later and later. Anything else that you're doing as you travel?
Millie, not looking back, but just knowing that Shorwyn's back there with both Githa and Ashryn, will say, I have my winter blanket. If you want to try to keep them warmer, you can take it. It's just under the... And she'll kind of vaguely gesture kind of to the side of the cart. It's just right over there.
Shorwyn doesn't say anything, just nods, grabs it, and puts it over her.
All right. You cover her with the blanket. And yeah, Tim wants to see the septic infections happening here. That's the 3rd time he's mentioned it. You continue along through the night. As you do so, the forest grows thicker. You head past some broad hillsides covered in deep grass and tall trees. And by the time you get to morning, you see an estate nestled in the hills, just as you had seen when touching Ashryn's amulet. It sits about half a mile off in the distance. Dawn begins to break. You've traveled through the night, exhausted.
Shorwyn's going to point there. That's where we're going.
And so Millie will kind of pull the reins to start moving the cart in the direction that Shorwyn gestured in.
All right. You pull the reins of the cart, and it's hard to resist the temptation to speed up as you move. But the roads are smoother here. You're able to travel at just a bit of a better pace. You can see there are grounds in front of this area which are well kept. You see what look like a couple of horses roaming among fields. And as you get closer, you see there is in fact a flag that waves, which you recognize as part of House Thronedale over this small estate.
Brim's gonna fall back to the behind of the carriage.
Brim,
Yeah.
I bet we could get a lot of attention real fast.
Would it be good attention?
Attention as he's like falling back.
I mean, good or bad, we got 2 people that need some help. That's gonna bring a crowd.
He looks up at Gimbal.
Your choice, big buddy.
He's gonna run forward and just yell out as loud as he can through these fields as they're getting closer to the keep.
Okay. You let out a roar at the top of your lungs as you bellow. Everyone, you hear Brim's voice echoes across the hillside. And immediately, it's in moments, you see 4 horsemen come riding out from the estate with lances leveled right at the party as they thunder directly towards you. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight. It's going to be an early finish tonight. DM has to cut it off. Sorry, I'm fading here quite quickly, but we're going to do our giveaway, and I've got a couple special announcements. And just bravo to the party. Terry, I know you also had another engagement that you were going to try to get to. Hopefully you still have time to do that.
Nah,
No?
we're it's over. So
It's
we're
over.
good.
Sorry. Well, thanks for bearing
No,
with
no,
us.
no worries.
Hey, but thank you so much, everybody. And yes, if you haven't followed us, give us a follow. We appreciate it. Great night tonight. Great Mad Chatters. The party did survive. So, I probably did give a little extra hint by mentioning that it was just sort of a hint that there'd been a hint. Ashryn would have died. If you guys would have gone any place else but here, there was nothing within this range. She's still not, safe, but this was the only chance for her to possibly survive. And I forget who picked the clue back up. I think it might have been Millie, but whoever it was. Thank you so much. If you haven't yet, type !chat, or hat rather, hat, !hat in the chat for our giveaway. And also, a couple special things. So tomorrow night, we will have Lore Masters Arcanum, and we'll start early tomorrow night. We're going to start at 5:30 rather than 6, and we're going to be joined by Jay Scott tomorrow night. Lord Gusumbo will be with us on our Lore Masters Arcanum. We got some cool old school stuff to talk about. We're also going to be talking about the upcoming charity stream in February, Underdark Uprising, which is for St. Jude's, a great charity. Also, we're going to be talking about the upcoming GaryCon in March, which is going to be incredible. And there's going to be a lot of growth for all of our channels being featured on GaryCon. We've got 3 streams for GaryCon here at Blue Box in March, and that is going to be incredible. Also, next Tuesday night, I'll have a special guest visitor on Greyhawk Awakening. And so you're not going to want to miss our guest visitor on Greyhawk Awakening next Tuesday night. If you haven't yet, type !hat. And let's go ahead, and I'm going to do 5 different options for this. So each of you will roll for somebody. And while I'm doing that, we have to vote for Stream MVP. Tell us why you should be Stream MVP. If you win, you get 1,000 experience points added to your character. And we're going to start off with Brim. Why should you be Stream MVP?
Brim should be Stream MVP for, instead of taking the route of violence, trying to commune with the dragon once again. Trying to pray for Ashryn, and as well as, commune with the dragon as much as he could with Gimble's assistance. And then getting a nice blow and working together side by side with Millie in that fight, as well as loading Ashryn in the cart. And then my absolutely thunderous roar at the end that will make him into a kebab.
Well done. And so you're going to be rolling for Hutchback. Hutchback has a chance to win as long as he is still with us. And I'm looking to see in the chat right now. Daniel, are you with us still, Hutchback?
Hutchback, where you at?
Where you at, Daniel Hutchback? If you're with us, let us know. Hey, thank you. We've missed you too, Shane. Let's go to... all right, great. Congratulations, Daniel. You're in the giveaway. Brim will be rolling for you. Now let's go to Lilith. I know you're tired as well, Lilith. You've had a long shift today. Thank you for bearing with us. I didn't even see you fall asleep, which I'm impressed by.
I'm really good at sleeping with my eyes open.
well done.
I missed that clue.
So tell us why you should be Stream MVP.
I should be Lilith should be Stream MVP for, since Ashryn has fallen, she was taking the healer role. She noticed that her friends were kind of preoccupied with other things. Trying to pull Ashryn out of harm's way and trying to do her best to calm and take care of her, much like she has always kind of healed and taken care of us. Taking off her Wayward Bolt and give it to Ashryn, because a lot of the times Ashryn always felt like she wasn't a part of our group.
Yeah, that was nicely done, by the way. I really like that.
Yeah, so she took off her amulet and gave it to Ashryn just to kind of keep her there, trying to keep her the best she could. Keeping her main focus on Ashryn the entire time, even though Githa was injured. Not until she knew somebody was with Ashryn did she leave Ashryn to help Githa, to help the rest of her group, because she knew that Ashryn was in dire need. And then also always just trying to get after Winston.
You did. You did. You were unfortunately rebuffed, but it was a good effort. All right,
yes.
So well done, Lilith. You will be rolling for Iculus, 10:30.
Yay!
Congratulations. He was super active in chat tonight, as always, which we really appreciate. And I'm trying to see. I don't
Yeah.
think Iculus has ever won.
Nicholas is here. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever won. So I
got you.
don't
I
see
got
him on
you,
my
Nicholas.
list. So that'd be great. And so he's entered in for the hat giveaway. Now let's go to Shorwyn. Why should you be stream MVP? Besides your restraint.
Shorwyn found his sister and didn't die.
Yes.
All right.
That's the short and the long of it.
All right. And
Though he was deeply affected, which did not come out tonight, but I need to message you, John, about some stuff.
okay. All right. I'll be looking forward to that. Robert. Robert, you are in the mix. Phantom and Jay. And so you're going to be rolling for Robert for the hat. And then let's go next to Gimbal. Why should you be stream MVP?
Gimbal should be stream MVP because of, originally he was going for Shorwyn's sister, but she slipped off the back. So he continued. He adjusted his plan.
By the way, that
and-
sounded wrong. Saying you were going for his sister, that didn't really sound right.
I mean, take it as you will. So then he continued, changed routes, and continued up to commune with the dragon, feeding off of what Brim had already started, and then, working with Brim as he came into the mix also, and just continuing to inform, bringing in the fact that, we're pretty positive that Shorgashal had killed his mother. So just bringing in those temptations of his pride as a red dragon and his mother being slain, and bringing in some past information, as well as, RPing the draconic speech.
Yeah, I thought you did a really good job with that, Rory.
Yes,
I thought this was one of
100%.
Gimble's better sessions tonight, so well done. And you've had a lot of good ones. So you're going to be rolling for Patrick, Fraley 17.
Awesome.
Fraley's-
Also, one last
Go ahead,
thing was encouraging Brim to yell and draw attention instead of drawing back.
Yeah, that remains to be seen how good an idea that
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, it was still fun. It was still fun.
It was fun. Patrick, are you still with us? Fraley 17, let us know. And then last but not least, Millie, why should you be stream MVP?
I should be stream MVP because let's see, calling Storgojol a coward for attacking very injured people, rather than focusing on somebody who could actually fight him, and drawing his attention away from Ashryn and Shorwyn, to show him what a real fight looks like, and eventually killing him with a blade through the back of his neck. And then going to aid Shorwyn, trying to staunch Githa's wounds, and aiding getting her into the cart along with Ashryn, and understanding and explaining to the others that, if we rode the horses too hard, that we would likely injure the horse permanently and not make it anywhere and find ourselves stranded, and which would not be helpful to either of these very injured women. And so just trying to be practical, and aid everyone the best she could in the moment.
Well done. Absolutely well done. Another good night for Millie. And you'll be rolling for Frog Dizzle. And Frog Dizzle, I believe Greg is with us. Greg was the winner of our first ever Mantic Games giveaway. And if Greg is still with us, he's got a shot at the hat. So let us know, Frog Dizzle, if you're with us. And let's go ahead and pop up the stream MVP vote. You get to vote one time.
Up now.
And it's up, top right-hand corner. Click that down arrow up there. Pick your favorite role player tonight. They get 1,000 experience points if they win. And let us know if you're with us, Frog. And if Greg is not with us, we'll go ahead and I'll roll one more time. Give me just a couple of seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to re-roll. And so, Millie, instead of for Frog, you will be rolling for Shane O'Malley. Oh! That's good. And Shane, are you still with
Yeah,
us
I know
tonight?
he just resubscribed. I saw him.
I saw
do
him
that.
resub. Hopefully he's still with us, Shane. Just let us know if you're still here. You got a shot. All right.
Yeah!
Got a shot at a hat. All right, so Let's go ahead and let's start with you. Tell us who you're rolling for, Lilith, and give us your roll. You're muted, I think.
Yeah, she's
Sorry. I'm rolling for it. I'm just like, yeah, I'm rolling for Iculus. How about an 18?
18.
Good
Ooh,
start.
very nice for
Sure.
Iculus. All right, let's go to Shorwyn. Shorwyn, tell us who you're rolling for.
Rolling for Phantom NJ.
Okay, Robert, let's see what we got. Sorry, Ren Reb, next time. We got more of them.
Oh, 7.
Okay, all right. Let's go
I got
to
you.
let's go
Come on,
to
Iculus.
Gimbal.
Okay, I'm rolling for Farley 17.
Fraley. That's
Fraley
Patrick.
17.
Really?
Fraley 17.
No pressure, Evelyn.
15.
15. Okay, close,
I got
but not
you.
there. All right, Brim.
Come on, me and you, Iculus.
Here we
You
go.
got it.
I'm rolling for Hutchback.
All right, here we go. Hutchback.
That's an 18.
Oh, we got a tie.
Hey!
Nice.
Okay, so we have a tie for Iculus and for Hutchback.
Is.
Now let's go to Evelyn. There's some pressure on you from Shane. He said he's got
Yeah,
the
I
hat.
know.
He's got the shirt. He wants the hat. So
I know.
A tad
No
of
pressure. No
She's
pressure.
coming in with
No
that
pressure.
nat
Go
no
ahead,
pressure.
roll.
Let me see what I can do. I'm gonna try. Come on. 2 15s.
2 15s. All right, so it's a roll-off between Iculus and Hutchback. Just roll 1d20, and let's see what you've got.
Okay, ready?
Ready, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Roll it.
12.
12.
5.
Okay, Hutchback! Congratulations, Daniel. He's got the win, and that is congratulations, well deserved. I've got your information. The hat will go out. The dice tray will go out. Thank you again from Blue Box. Remind tomorrow night, Lore Master starts early at 5:30. Special guest Jay Scott or Lord Gasumba. Then we'll be back with our Rune Lords campaign on Sunday, which we haven't had in a couple of weeks. See what the fate of Captain Cade Cardinal is. He's also in dire straits. And then
Yes,
next
he
week,
is.
a special guest will be with us for Greyhawk Awakening, and that'll be a good time as well. This is Blue Box getting ready to sign off before we go with a raid. Anybody have any final questions or comments from any of our players?
Shoot, I had. Oh, right. My question is, if I had used my full restore, what was the chance?
Oh, are you talking about on Ashryn?
Yes, what was the chance it would have worked?
Okay, so actually what you don't understand is it did. So like her survival on that trip, the rolls that I made were influenced by that restoration. There was every chance Ashryn was supposed to die. She really was supposed to die. I gave you guys one little kind of a thread that could have been followed, but Kiegia's or Catherine's restoration, along with the efforts of the party, including Lilith's stabilization, the attempt to binding, that gave Ashryn just enough. I had her make 3 checks along the road to even survive the trip. And so all of that played together into allowing Ashryn to survive it all. I
So
really
I
did
should
not.
mark that off.
I did not expect her to live tonight. I really didn't. I felt bad for Kiegia, who did the fan art this week, but it worked out anyway. All right. So for our raid, we're going to go ahead and raid Art of Mike Disney, a good friend of ours. Cool mini painting. Everybody loves Mike, and we're going to raid him. Thank you again, Blue Box. Thank you to all of our new subs, all of our followers, and thank you to my players. Bearing with your DM as we've been in this kind of up and down time here through the holidays. I know Evelyn's been feeling a little under the weather as well. I know Vivi was exhausted tonight. Shorwyn had other things that he had going on tonight, so I just appreciate the sacrifice from all the players. It means a lot.
I'm just glad to know that my Stabilize did something because I felt like I was casting Stabilize for no reason.
They all did something. They all had an impact. It may
Okay.
not be immediately apparent,
No,
based
that's
on what's happening, but yes, that was it all meant something. All right, we're rating Mike now, and we are rating with. Let's see what we got here. Nice, a party of 56. That'll be great, and congratulations to Mike. This is Blue Box signing out.